Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Green here with No More News. Thank you for joining me today, Monday, August 10th, 2026. So much to cover. I hope you all had a great weekend. Going to start off with some Steve Quayle documentaries, Beneath the Ice. And we've got some Russia simping, some low IQ anti-Semitism, addressing some attacks from former UFC MMA fighter Jake Shields and comedian Leonardo Joni. What else do I have? Amalek is here, or he is coming. Let's see. Oh, he's here.
How you doing, man?
Yo.
Ready to cover some of this stuff?
Yeah, let's do it. In case you guys missed it early this morning, I rolled out of bed to do an hour and a half with Alex Jones's son, Rex Jones. Had a good talk with him. Covered a bunch of stuff. It was really good. Check it out. It was on the show is called The New American Journal. It's like the show that comes on, Alex Jones's son does before Alex Jones's show. So we'll get it and repost it. We'll get the clips up as well. But that was very cool. Talk to Rex, maybe next Alex Jones. That's what I'm hoping for. That would be epic. You guys like the thumbnail? I love this thumbnail for some reason. I don't know how I hadn't thought to try to do this before. Replace me or people with bones. Till I die. Am I going to be here till I die? I had like a deep metaphysical moment when I'm like, wow, one day this is going to be me.
Yep.
Bones.
We're gonna go insane while everyone else gets stupider, more dumb. Imagine how dumb the internet's going to be in 30 years. I mean, we've watched it this year, right? The last, 20 years, 30 years, right? So imagine how dumb it's going to be in just like 20 years from now.
Yeah. But also everything that I talk about, all the thousands of shows, all the posts, it's going to be saved on the internet, I guess, unless it just gets deleted and goes down the memory hole. But we're all going to be gone one day. This is going to be us. This is what millions of years in the future, eternally into the future, beholds my fate and everybody's fate. Anyway. Starting with, so did you see any of these new UFO videos that the government released again? I hadn't watched them yet, but I imagine they're.
I saw they were up. I didn't check them all out yet. I haven't seen them.
All right, well, let's get into that, and then we'll cover this first Empire Beneath the Ice. 5 minutes to see through it all clipped up. I can't wait to watch. I'm sure it's going to be real good from Steve Quayle. Comes highly recommended by Alex Jones. Let's see. This was just a few days ago. Doesn't look like a UFO spaceship, I'll tell you that. Looks like it could be a balloon or a bag floating.
Why do I feel like I've seen this before? I hate these so much, dude.
Yeah. If it were aliens, it would be like a big, like we've seen aliens coming in their big giant spaceships in movies. It would have to be something like that.
Well, it wouldn't be this thing that's like probably
impressed.
a trash bag. Yeah. Okay, if we had 10 billion videos of this right here, it would not impress me whatsoever that there's aliens. And
or
that's all we have.
Maybe some type of like Starlink
debris,
satellite looking thing.
I don't know.
That's
I mean,
it.
it kind of looks like, how they have like aluminum all over, or not aluminum. Well, I guess it is aluminum, but they have like that shiny like metal, like paper kind of stuff all over like space objects, like all over the space station and all over the satellites. It looks like a piece of that like fell off, and it's like, you know what I mean, like by
looks like
itself.
something just like floating in the wind. There's no like. And it's
like a piece of aluminum foil. Well, it's certainly not like, oh, well, there it is, guys.
Yeah.
Like, well, I guess aliens are real now.
There's the demon orb. The Bible's real because of this.
Well, oh, dude, look, it's an what is it? The chariot of Ezekiel.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, look, Book of Enoch right here, bro. It's totally real.
Well, all guys, it's been fun, but I'm going to be going back to Christianity. I've now been convinced that aliens are real because of the Book of Enoch and this trash bag floating in the sky. And then, dude, not to start off early with the Kirk shit, but this is the kind of evidence that you guys give us for the Kirk shit, just so you all know. And you guys, this is exactly the same type of evidence that they have for the Kirk thing. It's like the level of evidence we're getting here with the bag.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to think that there was something to this alien thing, and the more and more I see it, the more I think it's just absolute bullshit.
Here, there's a few more in this TMZ post of it, this longer clip.
Yeah, I'm going Judaism, guys. Christianity and Judaism.
Quality thing I've ever seen. It's just a tiny little dot.
I don't understand how people get excited for this still.
I don't know who really is besides like the UFO grifters.
Dude, they could come on TV tomorrow. They could come on TV tomorrow and be like, aliens are real, and like, and we have no evidence other than what we've shown you. And I don't even know if people would get excited anymore because of all they've just like nonstop done this bullshit.
This one looks crazy.
Dude, it's
I got no idea. Are we supposed to believe that there's angels and demons floating around in little orbs over cities for no reason? Apparently.
Well, it's not for no reason, dude. It's because Eve ate the apple in the garden, dude. Come on.
All right. Very underwhelming. Let's see about Nazi Antarctica space bases. Let's see it. Reptilians, hybrids. What do we have in store for us? Dude, this would be so cool. How the Nazis won World War II.
Yeah, I would.
Trust the plan, guys.
Obama. No, not Obama.
Obama. Yeah, this is old. This is like 10 years old, probably.
Why are political and religious world leaders taking secret trips to Antarctica?
Who or what are they going down there to see?
Dude, I wish this was real, dude.
Are they taking orders from someone?
I kind of get why these people kind of get addicted to this.
I know. This would be cool. Can you imagine? Adam King thinks this.
Yeah, if the Nazis were actually living in Antarctica and like controlling the world, dude.
Find out.
Imagine if they came and saved us in their UFO.
You know how the rabbis are so confident. They're like, oh yeah, you can think whatever you want. Hashem will get you. That's how I would feel. I'd be like, oh, you guys can think whatever you want, but Hitler's coming back. He's coming back from Antarctica any day now.
Yeah, dude, they should make a Hollywood movie of this. Ice Nazis. They did.
They made like B movies. Yeah.
What is out that they're on like the
There's
dark side of the
them.
moon?
Yeah. There's that. I watched that. Oh my God, what's it called? It's the Dark Side of the Moon Nazi-based one. There's a bunch of movies like this.
Yeah.
It's like
it shows Hitler and like Clinton as reptilians.
I want Christopher Nolan style though. I want I want them to go all out.
Yeah, big budget.
Beneath the Ice: How the Nazis Won World War II.
It's crazy to think if the Nazis are like working with fallen angels and giants and aliens and have advanced technology and they're just crushing it down beneath the ice in Antarctica, why not come out and just like rule the world? Why go hide if they have the advanced technology? Are the good white hat aliens keeping them down there in check or something?
Well,
like
they have to wait for
Nazis,
Jesus.
yeah.
They're waiting for Jesus is what it must be. Hitler is down there just
come.
They're just waiting for the Messiah to come, and then they'll reveal themselves.
You know they won because they've been hiding in Antarctica for 80 years. All right,
In this book, you will discover how suppressed evidence proves Adolf Hitler did not die before Germany's surrender and how he eluded capture. How Nazi SS, scientists, soldiers, and Hitler escaped and went on to create colonies across the globe where they have continued their monstrous research to this very day. Empire Beneath the Ice reveals how in 1947, Admiral Richard E. Byrd warned that the U.S. must adopt strategic measures to defend against an invasion by high-tech aircraft from the polar regions.
Yeah,
Admiral.
in war. From our adversaries in war, though, leaving that out. Not alien aircraft. Just like they're fighting over Greenland right now, because, for military reasons. Greenland, they were thinking the same thing. What a spin. Like that meant alien aircraft.
An expedition to which I believe you're the advisor is now en route. What is that expedition doing?
Well, that's the icebreaker Etka, and it's a reconnaissance expedition. It's going down to the South Pole area to make certain observations and to look for some bases.
Oh my God, dude. The slow motion, repeat slow motion. How about look for some, it seems to me like he's saying, look for places for them to build military bases. Right? I'll get the power chat turned on here in just a minute when we're done playing this, guys. I bet you that's the context of what he's saying right there, and they're misrepresenting.
I think so too, probably. But I just thought of this, and this is just this whole thing. I just looked it up too. It is Soviet propaganda. The idea that Hitler escaped and went to Argentina and all this other stuff. This came out of USSR propaganda, Soviet level propaganda. I'm just looking at the genealogy right now of where this started, and yes, it was literally concocted by Soviet intelligence officers in 1947 and 1948.
Well,
I'm
there
just
you
reading
go.
this whole article.
Steve
on
Quayle is a huge Russophile, so that makes a lot of sense.
They're just so much of this is just like Khazar theory and all these things. It goes back all the way back then. This is we're just seeing like the internet version of it.
Zelensky, before you even said that, he called it. He said, wait, let me guess. Russian propaganda is making these videos. You got it, dude.
Dude, that's hilarious. No. I mean, like, I don't know, like, there's whole articles on this. I just did like a very quick search, and there's a whole article explaining that the USSR intelligence groups were making this whole like lore about Hitler surviving and going to Argentina and all this stuff. I'm trying to see like what the reasonings were, but they did create it. That's like the official. They've opened up Soviet records too, like intelligence records, right? Because of the fall of the Soviet Union. So they're referencing all these real records. So it's just that's
well, they all promote
true.
This narrative too that the West is all full of Nazis. Secret Nazis are running NATO, right? That's another common one. UN and NATO, that's all secret Nazis. America, the British were working with Nazis. Everybody's Nazis. It's like Nazi hunter hiding behind every rock, hiding literally on the dark side of the moon in Antarctica. And then that justifies Putin's denazification of Ukraine because South Pole Nazis.
Admiral Byrd notoriously stated that the time has ended when we were able to take refuge in our isolation and rely on the certainty that the
Dude, this article says this is one of the
ocean-
earliest examples we have of modern fake news.
Wow.
It says Stalin was keen on the idea because he was trying to compete with successors such as Zhukov and attempting to place blame on Spain or Argentina for sheltering or hiding a supposed Hitler would help to undermine Stalin's fascist enemies overseas in those countries and their governments. So they're saying that basically like Argentina and Spain, they were accusing them of harboring Hitler for geopolitical reasons. That's how it started. And Stalin was promoting it. Was cool with it.
And the Poles were a guarantee of safety. In his research, Steve Quayle will show you how using advanced technology, Nazi saucers defeated the U.S. military long after World War II had ended.
Well, then why'd they go into hiding for 70 years? If they can defeat us in battle with our advanced technology, then why? Doesn't make
Haven't
any
you
sense.
seen the bells? Haven't you seen the bells, dude?
The bells?
You remember that? Ever seen those memes?
No.
What happened to the bells? Oh my God! All right.
How significant portions of the NASA U.S. space program are in fact a gigantic hoax.
Not NASA Nazi hoax. See, all the people pushing NASA's, it means deceive in Hebrew. Oh, it's the occult Nazi pagans behind it. Oh, it's all Freemason, right? People like that. That's on this tier level. Not space is fake, dude. There's a firmament, and NASA is a bunch of Satanists.
Dude, I can't believe you don't know about the Das Glockenspiel or whatever it's called. You really don't know about the bells?
They have bells, and they claim bells are UFOs or something.
Yeah, and they're like time traveling devices, and that basically like Hitler and basically Hitler invaded country like Poland and France to like steal their bells, their church bells. That basically church bells were they figured out a way to turn church bells into UFOs and time traveling craft. You never seen this lore? It's hilarious.
No, I haven't gotten big in the Hyperborean Aryan edges of the internet, to be honest.
I gotta find a funny.
I never did 4chan. Is this all old, 4chan stuff from 10 years ago?
Yeah, and a lot of 4chan stuff comes out of old Russian message boards from the late 90s too. I mean, that's very true.
Maybe it'll get
how significant portions of the NASA U.S. space program are in fact a gigantic hoax.
I noticed all the Russia shills promoting that Artemis and NASA was all a hoax too. Flat Earth, moon landing denial. I'm sure the Russians would want to boost that and amplify that kookery too, to their benefit.
1940s and continuing.
Dude, I searched real. Space isn't real. Viruses aren't real.
You were so cooked. I searched the name Diglocka or whatever. I don't speak German, so I searched for it on TikTok, and hundreds of thousands of views of the video of exactly what you're thinking. I could just pick.
Let's watch one.
I could just pick.
I need to be brought up to speed on this.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick the top one I see here.
Okay.
I'll just put it in the chat.
UFOs have appeared globally and are still most likely flown by Nazi pilots.
Nazi pilots. So what does this do? It misdirects the focus from like the Bible, Judeo agenda and Jews and Christians and Muslims and the people actually running the world, and instead gets you focused and derailed on some imaginary non-existent. And I wonder if this has the other side of the coin effect, that if there's Nazis out there that start believing that the Nazis won and they're down, that makes them think like Nazis are trusting the plan that Hitler's about to come back with their spaceships and save everybody.
Yeah, it's giving them their own little version of Revelation.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Empire Beneath the Ice documents how world leaders in government, manufacturing, the pharmaceutical industry, and financial markets helped Hitler attain power and are still currently facilitating the preservation of Nazi wealth. This book will show readers how the world is secretly being controlled by a malevolent shadow government and how entire populations are being surreptitiously brainwashed. Steve Quayle documents how ancient stargates have been duplicated and are opening portals into spiritually demonic universes, and will show you how those who control our planet are laying the groundwork for a takeover by a dictator who can be biblically described as the Antichrist.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
Dude, that was like that clip was like the conspiracy clip back in the day. I got one-shotted by the New World Order speech from Bush, but Antichrist Bush, Antichrist Nazi, Bohemian Grove, Skull and Bones Bush. Notice it's all biblical too. The Antichrist and Jesus must be the answer because of it. I'm looking up, there's another guy I know of, Joseph P. Farrell. He's got books about secret Nazis everywhere, and I think he has Russia shill books too, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to look it up right now.
For ourselves and for future generations, a new world order, a world where the rule of law not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of the nation. When we are successful, and we will be, and we will be.
Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations.
He's reading from the Bible. They're trying to portray it like that's what Obama himself is saying about himself.
Yeah,
How
he's just
stupid is
reading
that?
Scripture.
He's just reading scripture. And they're
Obama's
acting
the
like
Antichrist.
he's
dude.
declaring that he rules the world. Yep, there he is, guys. Holy shit.
That's so good.
I will be know that I am.
And we will be.
With the voice change to make it sound demonic.
We will be.
Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth.
Empire
Dude, he's
Media
literally reading.
exposes the dangers our
That is so funny.
Isn't it crazy that they can turn their own scripture into like an evil thing that easily?
world faces today and arms you with the tools you will need to protect your family and survive these unspeakable secret evils. Don't wait until it's too late. Visit stevequayle.com to get your copy today.
Wow. That's crazy. This is what Jones says about him.
There is no one, and I mean no one, and it's not about credit, it's about the knowledge you better look at. There is no one that knows as much as Steve Quayle. But his only issue, and it clicked like 5 years ago to me, he is so far ahead, he keeps saying it's imminent because it's so real because he's gotten the transmission from the Holy Spirit. But now everything he said is now here exactly as he said. This last night, because I slept here with him trying to shut us down, I went and got his books off the shelf that I'd already read, these huge books, and I was reading. I was like, this book's 20 years old. This book's 10 years old. This book's, it's just like, this is prophecy. And so people call
prophecy. Dude, he's a prophet. He got the message delivered from Jesus himself about the Antarctica Nazis. And Putin is saving us from the evil, demonic, globalist, satanic, Luciferian West.
It's crazy because this is what I think the original context of Revelation basically is. It is ancient conspiracy literature, basically, that's meant to incite people. And in the, the incitement potential of Quayle here and all this stuff is, the whole Russia chaos agent angle. And back then, the whole purpose of the Revelation conspiracy propaganda was to subvert and destroy Rome. Like they wanted to, they wanted their church that they were creating to take over the Roman government. That was their stated goal or their objective with their version of the conspiracy slot from back then.
Revelation was mystical, apocalyptic Judaism aimed against Rome. Yeah,
it's like taking what they did with Daniel, right? And which they successfully did with Daniel, I would say, as far as prophecy, apocalyptic incitement goes, and just applying that same thing against Rome. Yep.
Yeah, listen to how Steve Quayle gets all his information, his source.
Look, I make no bones about it. I didn't come up with this stuff. I had a face-to-face encounter with Jesus Christ, and yes, he's real. He gave me a vision of the future in living color, but he told me he would only release certain parts of it as it was shortly to come to pass. And so when I was dealing with the termination of the human race, genetic Armageddon, and for the record, the destruction of those biolabs, they were pretty much focusing on individual.
Putin saved us from the Ukrainian biolabs.
I was just going to say, there's the biolab shit. Don't talk about Russia, guys. That has nothing to do with anything. Totally nothing to see
the rest
there.
of this here.
Call me a prophet. Yeah, I get transmissions from God. It's true. But I was too dumb to follow them when I would get them. I was like, that's just my thoughts. Now I know they're real. I follow them now, and I'm unstoppable. I literally know what's going to happen next because I've got to cleave to God. I've got to fully. I know God's real, but there's that arrogance at a subconscious level that I'm the man. I'm the badass. I will defeat.
You literally just said God's talking to you.
I will do nothing without God telling me to do it. Christ Jesus is everything. And that's why they hate the name of Jesus Christ, because it's powerful, because it's real. It has the keys to the deed to this planet. and you will all be destroyed, and you will lose your souls unless you follow Christ. That doesn't mean follow some captured church. The Catholic Church, the Protestant Church, they're almost all captured. They're candy asses. They don't want to scare anybody. They want to sit there and bow down. But God, Jesus said, his son said, you interface with God. You pray at 3 a.m., not a Pharisee up on the hill in front of everybody at noon. So, Steve Quayle.
Wow.
You guys are praying wrong. You know, like praying in front of the Pharisees, like that's totally like that's like missing the point. You got to pray in the morning by yourself.
Yeah, that's the problem with it.
Yeah, very serious problems in our world.
Watch this too. This is what I was talking with his son Rex today about what Steve Quayle and everybody does. Everybody, every podcaster, big influential podcaster, does the same thing. There's Satanists and demons everywhere, so that's the problem. And the reaction is, well, the Bible must be real. And then the solution is everybody thinks Jesus is the solution. Jesus is the answer. So fulfilling the whole goal of the real goal of Judaism, all the goyim worshiping the Jewish Messiah. And listen to what Jones says at the very end of this.
Jesus Christ, who guys are riding shotgun. I mean, folks, it's real. Only God is going to save us. Only Jesus Christ. Who is?
See, it's all real. All the demons and Satanists is real, and only Jesus can save us. Let's see what they say.
When President Putin said, there's nothing you have in the West that can defeat us, he's not bragging. He's trying to get people to understand. Look, I'm not a Russian agent, but when somebody tells me that, you know, he's defending Western Christianity, he believes in the family and all the things he's doing, then I see who's at war against you, me, and the American people. By the way, I take the words of Jesus seriously. Blessed are the peacemakers, so they shall become the sons of God, or be called the sons of God. Gerald Salente's trying to get people to say, no, no, no to war. But here's the tragedy.
Jared Salente is also always on RT.
They have the ability, they being the globalists, under satanic control. Every NATO member and head was at the most occult ceremony, what was it, almost 8 years ago today.
Dude, I was just watching a rabbi this morning. This sounds just like the rabbi as well. I don't even know which rabbi I was watching.
Yeah.
Dude, I was listening to a rabbi this morning say basically this whole thing. Oh, the West is run by Luciferians, and that they're gonna turn on Israel. He was literally saying that, like, dude.
Well, they think Edom's guardian angel. Edom is Esau, and the guardian angel is Satan in Kabbalah Judaism. So they think the exact. I explained this to Rex earlier today too. So I hope he sees it.
Dude. This is so obvious once you see it too, right? Like they're all doing this narrative, and like I said, it is identical to what the rabbis are saying about America. Yeah. The one that he was saying,
who really, if any religion runs the West, it's Judeo-Christianity.
Yeah, and then liberal leftists who are like trying to do like super hyper Christianity without Jesus. Basically, they're trying to do like the most crazy cucked version of Christianity just without Jesus, basically. Yeah. So. But one of the things that the rabbi was saying today was this idea that because Esau is going to be given that, oh, you can give a chance to have your redemption. You don't have to turn on us. Not every prophecy has to happen. All negative prophecies don't have to happen, he said. But it looks like that's what's going to happen, that Esau is going to turn on us because they're run by Satanists. That's what he was saying today. This is like the most rabbinic take of all time.
Maybe first or second, and in the long tunnel beneath the Swiss Alps. And the most demonic... And then
satanic ceremonies, the opening of CERN. Yeah. This is real.
I don't think it was the opening of CERN. And no, Alex, look into that claim. Alex he sees like satanic conspiracies online and just never fact checks them, apparently. Go look into it. They said that they were trolling internet conspiracy people when they did their little mock ritual around the Shiva thing. And it was. I don't think it was the ceremony. I'm going to look up right now if it was the opening ceremony that.
This is real, and so in essence,
I think he's conflating that. The one that's like the cave where they do like that procession. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like this weird. It's like this video of them doing all this weird, like it's like a weird parade, and that's during the opening, and it has like weird artsy imagery. And then there's the thing you're talking about, which is like the nighttime trolling ceremony that they did. So I think there's two different things, and he's conflating them.
Are not carnal, but mighty through God. But the truth is what they hate more than anything. They hate the truth. Jesus said he is the truth, the way, and the life, but they hate truth tellers. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, the war, especially in Canada, is against Christians. Women are going to prison.
All right, look here. I looked it up now. So you're totally right. They are mixing two things together. There was a tunnel ceremony, which was not CERN. It was the opening ceremony of Switzerland's Gotthard-based tunnel.
Dude, I remember all this stuff from back in the day. I used to, guys, the reason I don't believe in this stuff is because I believed in it, and then I wouldn't even say like I fully believed it. I was just like, oh, this is interesting. This is something I can learn about. And I learned about this stuff, and now I go through, I re-examine these things, and it's all bullshit. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I remember that was from what? I can't really see. It's too small. It's like from 2016, wasn't it? Or 2015?
I don't know, but it wasn't
right
CERN.
there.
And like, you know, I was in Germany in Christmas. They have those like demon character things go around. It's just like some different tradition that they have. It's not secret Baphomet worship or secret Baal Satanism. That's just Christians wanting that to be that. And then also the CERN human sacrifice video. It was filmed at CERN, but it was a staged prank. And then they cite the prank that they did to prank the conspiracy people. Yeah, Krampus, right. They were probably doing some type of Krampus thing, and it wasn't even at CERN.
Yeah, they were. It was
it's
like
all real. So
it was a procession from like what it was like to show all. It was weird and artsy, but that's how weird European artsy people are. And it was doing this like procession of advancements, right? So it like started as like primitive, and then they like grow. It was a weird ceremony, but to sit there and be like, oh, that's satanic, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, they just did the same thing too, where I think it was the same show. See Through It All clipped it recently. They're talking about Statue of Liberty is really Lucifer and America is Luciferian, right? That type of thing. No, it's Libertas. It's a Roman goddess of liberty is actually what it is. Not Lucifer. There's some like similarities, like lights, torchbearer, light bearer type of things, but that's about it.
Well, they always butcher they're always butchering that, like the way of comparing deities or things across religious basis. They always butcher it into the most simplistic, like rock eating version of that.
All right, 40 minutes in, guys. I'm getting the thing turned on now. I forgot about the power chat. Always forget. Please support. Your comment will be read on the stream. The link's in the description below and in the live chat on Rumble. Share the link. Give it a like. There's just over 300 people in here. Let's hear the rest of this. Oh, what's with all the lion fetish, too? David Icke has a bunch of lions on his shit, but is this like Lion of the Tribe of Judah, Moshiach obsession going on here? Thank you, Macrometer.
Adam Greenpill, what were the Grow Hyper Wars like?
They were funny. It was crazy to see the pushback on Charlie Kirk.
Watch the Collapse podcast, sent $5 on Rumble.
Thanks, buddy.
Hail Gorshiak and my favorite undercover Grow Hyper. Have an awesome day, guys, in chat. Green pill a day keeps Yeshua at bay.
Undercover, dude. He's out of the closet, Gorper General. What are you talking about? Thank you, Anon.
$30 I've been looking for a while and wanted to share this 5-minute Mad TV skit that I think your audience would enjoy. Please play it sometime for some.
Oh, I remember this, dude. I used to watch so much Mad TV.
Sounds good. We will watch that. Thank you.
It's funny. I typed in the thing and I found a TikTok, and you're right, by the way. You remembered it properly too. It is Krampus.
Yeah, called it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally a guy dancing around as Krampus is what they're freaking out. There's a woman freaking out about it here. I just put it in the chat if you want to watch that.
We'll pull that up.
Or simply praying outside an abortion clinic, quoting the scripture is considered hate crimes. And I announced this, Alex,
wrong.
I don't know, 40 years ago, that the day would come, and I believe is now here, where the possession of a Bible will become a capital offense. The recitation of...
Dude, the goal of the Jews is that everybody believes the Bible. Mizrahi told me himself. That's what all the rabbis say. That's what the Torah is. God, these guys. See, there's nothing they fear more than all the goy believing in the Bible. And then that's when all these lies build up upon one another and you see the real agenda.
And let's take him at the best way we can. What he really means is like the atheistic leftist globalist types. That's what he's kind of hinting at. That's what he really wants. I disagree with him that that's who runs the West, but like let's just look at those people. What is motivating them is not that they like, we hate Christianity, we're going to ban the Bible. They still believe in all the same values of the Bible, you idiots. They just don't do the gay and they're like basically hyper open about those things. And what's stupid about this is that's the direction all your churches are going, you idiots. In 100 years from now, they're all going to be pro-gay. That's how it's going to be. Okay?
I don't know about all of them, but they are
most of them
trending in that direction. Yep. Okay, let's keep going.
Scripture will be, in essence,
and Europe's banning the Bible. The UK's banning it. Canada is. We'll come right back with the incredible Steve Quayle.
Dude, nobody is banning the Bible, Jones. Seriously, what are you talking about?
I wish we lived in this world where the Nazis were coming back and banning the Bible, dude. Like, holy shit, could you imagine? Hitler's trying to go around the world, and he's trying to use his power from Antarctica to ban the Bible globally from underneath the ice.
Yeah, there's Bible's the most printed and read book of all time, Jones. Every big influencer is shilling the Bible. All the algorithms are shilling Christianity and boosting out Christianity in the Bible. This is...
Chase guys are riding shotgun. I mean, folks, it's real. Only God is going to save us. Only Jesus Christ, who is God's intercessor, his missionary to us, his projection of himself down to humble himself to show us. Only Jesus can save us. Jesus, we love you. We'll be right back. We pray to you, Jesus. We love you, Jesus.
See, that's the answer. Make up stories about demons and CERN and ball bank accounts and then say, and Jesus is the only answer. Christians love being they want to ban the Bible. Dude, they're not banning the Bible. Get real. It's the most printed book of all time. You think they could ever get away with trying to ban the Bible? Rabbis want you to believe the Bible. Our government is dominated by Christians that Trump, our president, is shilling Bibles. They're reading the Bible at the White House. You turn on your smart TV, it's Bible shit everywhere. You go to the checkout stand at the grocery, there's pro-Jesus Bible stuff. History Channel, all of them, all promoting Bible. Look at this too, I was right. Joseph P. Farrell, he's the one that for a long time has been doing Nazi International and saying there's Nazis, Fourth Reich stuff still going on. Look, he was just on with this guy that Alex Jones has on all the time.
I watch this guy. I watch this guy a lot. I watch his live streams.
UFO guy, right? So look at this: Russia-Ukraine war. Russia is winning. Russia is clever.
Whitney Webb sycophant.
Russia glazing. Huh?
Whitney Webb sycophant. That's how I would describe it. Like absolute super fan. Whitney Webb helps her a lot. Does a ton of stuff with her as well. I watch a lot of his. I have a TV that plays just random shows all the time, and his live stream gets put as like really high up in the priority. I see it all the time.
Yep. So you can see the transcript here. It's all glazing Putin stuff.
Yeah. He's done this thing of connecting the UFO stuff to JFK and to the Russia-Ukraine war in a way that is almost certainly coming out of Russian thinkers, I would say. I would have to go in and find, but he's almost certainly reading some sort of book, like conspiracy book that's coming from that sector.
So look, the viral 2016 video showing a fake human sacrifice in front of Shiva the statue was an unauthorized prank staged by visiting scientists and staff, not a real ritual. They confirmed the event happened on their grounds, but stated it was done without permission and knowledge. Fake human sacrifice filmed at CERN with pranking scientists. Let their humor go too far. The statue of the Hindu deity Shiva was gifted to CERN by the Indian government in 2004 to celebrate India's association with the laboratory. See? Do you see, guys? What does that sound like? Is that proof that Satanists run the world right now? Please. Let's see this woman. You shared this woman. CERN opening ceremonies.
Those opening ceremonies at CERN, they are so creepy. And those rituals at the statue, what the hell? Come on, seriously. I got this comment so many times on my CERN post so far. People just keep saying, okay, but what about the opening ceremonies? So I was like, genuinely a little bit excited to look up this, because I was like, ooh, what are these opening ceremonies? I've never heard of any of them. I've never seen any of them, so I can't wait to see what they are. CERN don't have opening ceremonies. There aren't any. There's one clip that people keep referring to, and it's this clip. Ooh, the guy who tagged me in this really thinks he did something, because he said, I got receipts.
See, this is what they all call it, Satanists.
I'm sorry, and I'll tell you why it's not
That's
receipts.
Krampus.
You guys, this clip from this ceremony didn't even happen at CERN. It has absolutely nothing to do with
she's
CERN.
debunking it.
Oh,
This
she's
is a
debunking it.
clip
Let's go.
From the Gotthard
Well, still
Railway
good.
Tunnel opening in 2016. The Gotthard Railway Tunnel is a tunnel through the Alps that was started construction in 1999 and finished in 2016. So after 17 years, they decided, let's have a ceremony to celebrate. And because Switzerland is a different country and a different culture, they incorporated a bunch of different types of mythology, of alpine.
Okay, we get it. We get it. Look who covered it, guys. RT.
Yeah, they promoted this huge. I remember this. It's crazy. To
I
think
wonder
that
if
this
they
was 10 years
called it
ago.
satanic too.
It's crazy to think this was 10 years ago. I remember how big of a deal this was.
See, it's some huge theatrical thing, all types of weird shit.
It was at the same. It was like the height of Pizzagate. You know what I mean? It was like that. This was going on. I remember there was Pizzagate and Podesta emails and all this other stuff. And then they hit with this story, and this story went out for like a whole week. This was a big deal.
And look at what it gets called: Illuminati opening ceremony. At least they get that it's the tunnel. They don't say it's the opening of CERN.
And all that is like the Germanic version of Dionysus. Man.
Yeah.
Johan sent $5 great appearance with Rex. You imagine that gay liar is seeding. He'll coach Rex for your next visit.
Maybe. I doubt he even knows, but we got to get the clips up. Yeah, dude,
Cernanos.
totally Illuminati satanic sacrifices.
That's its name. Cernanos. That's what I'm thinking of. Cernanos is the god. Because of the sea. I'll put it in chat so people can see what I'm talking about.
Okay, let's hear Jones talking about the latest on Trump.
It's about what happened. The point is, with the Epstein files in June of last year, and the cover-up that was decided to happen when Elon left, that's when he decided to join with the dark side completely. So it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi's telling Luke, what happened to your father? Well, he was killed by my apprentice. He was killed by a pupil of mine, Darth Vader. And later he finds out, well, technically, no, his dad wasn't dead, but Obi-Wan says, you have to understand, he became a new person. He became a new identity, a new name. He literally died inside. So the point is, Trump, for whatever he was before, got a lot of good done, but now we have to admit he is now Darth Vader. But separate from that, we have to contain him, we have to deal with him, and then deal with the Democrats, who, when they get in, will be an even bigger threat. But the reality is Trump is the main current threat we're facing right now. This war could potentially end the planet. It's definitely killing the economy in the midterms, and it's going to get a bunch of people killed, even more, if we go to full war. Understand, folks, there's a normalcy bias. This isn't like Iraq or Afghanistan or Vietnam. This is way worse. The Pentagon's own reports, Trump has been absolutely conned by Netanyahu and Lindsey Graham and others. You heard them bragging how they brainwash him.
Rex agreed with me this morning that Trump was always a Zionist, not that he did like a big flip or anything.
That's
all right,
good.
Let's see. We missed the Germany. We need to get bell-pilled? Nazi bell-pilled?
This is funny. This is funny, Lord. There's so much of this.
96,000 likes. Oh my gosh. Let's do
gotta
some
start doing
research, guys.
I think that World War II Germany had super advanced tech. Well, in the grand...
Yeah.
Why do some people think that World War II Germany had super advanced tech? Well, in the grand scheme of things, they did. But there's this conspiracy that I'm not saying is true about a more mystical technology that they had called Die Glocke, which Die Glocke was this giant bell that some claim existed that was basically anti-gravity technology. It was said to be about 12 feet tall, be highly radioactive, and produce a glowing blue light, and basically be like a Taco Bell flying saucer. Wow. And allegedly they had to build this concrete ring called the hinge, which really assembled...
immediately.
Yeah, why is Jake gatekeeping this? Why hasn't Jake had this guy on to cover the Nazi Bell conspiracy?
Did you see his newest Cube thing?
I watched 10 seconds of it, yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
Stonehenge for some reason in order to tether it for tests. But at the end of the war, a German officer called Hans Kammler traded this tech to the US military in exchange for his freedom, which German World War II people trading knowledge to the US for freedom was definitely something real that actually happened. Look up Operation Paperclip. But this whole bell thing is claimed to be a hoax by mainstream reviewers, so tell me what you think in the comments and follow for more. Why do some people think that World War II Germany had
There's unlimited videos like that on TikTok? It's crazy.
That's my favorite conspiracy song, by the way. You can say anything and I'll believe it as long as that background music is playing.
You should make a video that's like doing the Jesus in a funny way.
Oh yeah, do Jesus deception videos with that music? Totally.
Yeah,
I will. Yeah, good idea. I think I have before, actually. All right, I want to watch a little bit of this. Amalek sent this to me. Noahide laws expose the secret origins of Islam, Christian Zionism, and other cult psyops with Matt Murphy. They created it all. Sounds close. He was pretty close last time.
Yeah.
This guy,
not perfect, but if he's like 80-90% of the way there, maybe we could convince him. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got
he said the Bible's
3,000
goy
followers.
slop. That's a good start. That's a really good start.
He said he hasn't read most of it. That was pretty good.
Right. Let's hear it.
So the Noahide laws are Old Testament laws that are, established for the early followers of the God of Abraham, right? And it centers around this one crux that is going to be extremely manipulated. So the Noahide laws say you can only worship one God, right? One God, no other gods, just one God. Now it doesn't say what God; it just says one God, right? Now the lie that the Zionists tell.
No, it does say what God. It's Yahweh. It's it's the God of the Bible, clearly.
Yeah, it's very much that same one God.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Jews don't say, oh, yeah, you can just worship just Zeus and it's all good. No, it's not any God. It's definitely the Jewish God.
No, what they use is they hide behind Judaism. And, Jews believe in the God of Abraham. Obviously, they didn't accept Jesus. But there's a whole sect of Jews that worship Baal, Moloch, Saturn, that do, idolatry,
in the Bible.
paganism.
In the Bible. It's literally in the Bible. King Solomon did it. Do not give your children to the fires of Moloch, the Star of Remphan, all this stuff. Keep going.
Yeah, well, the Star of Remphan is the Star.
We got to red pill them on this. We got to figure out a way to deconstruct this. They all have this lore.
Yeah. The idea that like Jews are good and they worship Yahweh, but there's some secret other Jews that really still worship Baal.
Yeah, it's like
if that's your dichotomy, you might as well just be a Jew.
Oh, I have a clip
Yahweh
for
worshiping Jew.
After this part, we're got to do Mizrahi clip. I was already thinking it because it's relevant for this, but 100% you got to. Yeah.
We'll skip to that.
After this clip.
Mm-hmm.
And they put the Star of Remphan on the Israeli flag. Like that is the Star of Satan, right?
No, dude. First of all, Remphan isn't even Satan. And that's not what the star is. That's just what people say on the internet, dude. How do you know it's not the star of the Messiah from Numbers 24:17? How come churches have this Star of Remphan on them also?
It's not the Star of Remphan, guys.
He's going to be like, I saw it on Jake Shields' podcast. I saw Stu Peters say it on Jake Shields. Like, is that the sourcing? Nobody serious thinks that Star of Remphan is the star that's on the flag of Israel. Nobody.
Well, they all, and the part of Amos that they're even talking about, and Numbers that they're talking about, and Acts that they're talking about, all of the references to the Star of Remphan, it's not like it's like, and the Star of Remphan will have will it be a 6-pointed star or something like that? That's not what's going on at all, even slightly a little bit. It's just a star. And the scholars that have looked at it have thought, oh, it could be a 7-sided star, an 8-sided star, a 10-sided star, a 5. They've argued about this because what they're doing is they're going over the archaeology of like the neighboring like Middle Eastern like religions in that area to see, oh, what kind of star worshippers were these? Because what they're talking about in that part of the Bible is it's polemics, it's them attacking people who worship literal stars,
Zelensky,
guys.
22 cent.
Thank you, Zelensky.
$100.
Whoa, dude. The Zelensky meter is getting filled up, dude. I'm about to unblock him on Twitter soon.
As I hoped.
Yeah, dude. Zelensky's the man now. Favorite follower is Zelensky now. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Seal of Solomon, attributed to King Solomon in medieval lore. So we're talking way later. This is not Remphan stuff. And it's 5-pointed star, 6-pointed star. There's something in the Talmud about there being a signet ring on King Solomon.
they're all doing the same thing. The Talmud and all the mystical Jews are doing the same thing. They're reading Amos, they're reading Numbers, and they're basically like reading magic into it. Oh, Solomon was so powerful that he did demonology, and then there's all these demonology tracks in the Talmud and things like that, right? Like that's what they're doing, and these guys are just participating in that same tradition on like the noob level, right? Like the rabbis know this mystical Judaism stuff inside and outside, and they don't get it. They don't let it like turn them schizo as much, I would say. Obviously, they still have something there, but these people they get all the bad
Jewish
stuff.
Says Remphan is not anywhere in Hebrew scripture. Yeah, if there's all these secret Remphan worshippers like Baal, Moloch, these gods, they are the enemy gods of the Jews. So what they're saying with this conspiracy, what was the guy's name, Matt? You're saying that the Yahweh Jews are good, and it's only these secret, imaginary Baal worshiping bad Jews. Right. But meanwhile, the only Jews around are worshiping Yahweh. That's Jews. That's Talmud. That's every rabbi you see in the compilations. They don't worship Remphan. They worship Yahweh. Hashem.
Yeah, their factionalization is in different like factions of rabbis of today. And they all worship Hashem. All of them, every single one of them. Their faction, like that's the other thing too. Basing your understanding of Jewish factionalism off of like, oh, those are the Baal worshippers and those are the Saturn worshippers and those are the Khazars, the secret Khazar ones. It's totally misunderstanding Jewish factionalism of like Chabad and Reform and all these, Likud and like how the actual factions break down. It's so stupid. And then real quick though, Hank, you're right that Remphan doesn't appear in the Bible, in your Bible, but it is a Septuagint.
Yeah.
It's a Septuagint mistranslation is what's going on there. That's why they got it like that in Acts and things like that. It's because they were basing it out of the Septuagint, and the Septuagint did a bad translation there. That's why. It's Kiyyun. I don't know how you would say that as a Jew, but it's that word Kiyyun becomes Rifan, and then that gets mistranslated as Remphan. So that's what's going on there. It was a mistranslation error. So you look at, isn't this dumb? So imagine you go to a Jew and say, oh, you guys are worshiping Remphan. And then a Jew looks it up and they're like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, it's misdirection to say that the issue is Baal and Remphan and Moloch and not just the reality is that it's just Jews that believe in Yahweh. And if you can't address that, then you're just like completely missing the plot. And by the way, here isn't it weird how they'll say it's Khazarians and that Khazarians are worshiping Baal and Remphan and stuff like that? That doesn't even make any sense. Why would a Turkic nomadic tribe far away from the Canaanite dead religion of the Levant be worshiping their gods? It doesn't even make sense. Here's a church in, I think this was England or Germany, probably England. They got the Star of Remphan inside the Catholic Church. Look, boom, right there at the very front on the side. I've seen photos of the Pope wearing a hat with the same symbol. This was Jesus in that same church.
It's like a protective symbol, guys. Like that's the point of it. It's like, okay, in Abrahamic lore, in their magical lore, that hexagram in the middle is the quote unquote seal of Solomon, and then all they're taking the two triangles. What's the term in Kabbalah? You know this, and they're just putting them over top of each other. That's what it is. I can't remember the name of this.
Alchemy?
No, I'll figure it out in a second here. Hold on.
Okay, and also like the star is a messianic symbol. Like in the Dead Sea Scrolls, John Collins has a book, The Star and the Scepter. Those are both like messianic type of terms. The star is like one of the most messianic metaphors for the Messiah. Like in Numbers 24:17, a deeply messianic verse. I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not here. A star will come out of Jacob. A scepter will rise out of Israel. And then it says he will conquer Edom right after this, the next verse. So there is stars. Stars represent the Messiah. That's why they wrote the Jesus myth, the nativity story, that there was the Star of Bethlehem as a fake fulfillment of this prophecy. Anyway, that was a little bit of a sidetrack. Let's get back.
They're very blatantly obvious about what they do, right? They hide behind Judaism, but it's so obvious people think it's a conspiracy. So anyways,
No, dude, no. They're not obvious about Baal worship. Find me one clip of any rabbi saying they really worship Baal. It doesn't exist. Find me a scripture or a verse in the Zohar or Talmud or anywhere that they're secretly worshiping these gods. And no, they're not hiding behind Judaism. It is Judaism. The focus should be on Judaism, not the alleged subversion of true good Judaism. I may have got ahead of myself when I said I thought this guy was close. But I don't blame him. This is what all the memes say. This is what all the podcasters say. This is what all the popular viral TikToks say. It's the disinfo that is just pervasive in modern
I get it
culture.
totally. I am like this. I am about these topics, and I'm like debunking these topics because these are ideas that I've seen and I've previously believed to some degree or another. I've seen these things in reply sections, in the comment sections of YouTube and Twitter and all social media and on 4chan. I've seen this now for over 10 years. Okay. That's why we're able to look at these objectively and zoom out and see them for what they actually are. So I'm not like mad at these people for falling for this. Sure, it's frustrating sometimes, but what we really need to do is we need to like level everybody's understanding of this stuff up. And if basically they're all going to the comment section, and that's where they're getting it is from these memes, then that's where everybody, listeners of this show, need to be at. That's where we need to be at, fighting in those comment sections, debunking these people on the Star of Rem fan. The reason these people believe this stuff is because they read it in the comment section. So that means that's where we need the fight. That's where the battle is. And like I mean, you and I have talked about this 100 times now, but for the last 2 years now, we have done that in the reply section hugely. We've done every single time somebody says one of these things, our guys are in the reply. So you guys got to keep it up, keep hammering it away. And 2 years from now, who knows? These people will be saying our thing. Oh, it's not the Star of Rem fan. It's, that's a mistranslation, those types of things. So we got to keep it up.
Yeah.
So, they've got all of this, evil just basically hidden, right? Well, not hidden, just it's right in front of our faces. But when you start to look at the agendas, right, and in the second and third order of this, with the Noahide laws, what God is going to be that one God? Well, I think we know the answer to that. It's going to be Baal, Moloch, some probably hybrid of that. Maybe they'll even gaslight us and say the God of Abraham.
Bro, first of all, I've been covering Noahide laws for a decade. This guy, did he just learn about this from a TikTok video or something? No, the Noahide laws is not blasphemy of Baal. Really? I've never even heard anybody say that. Dude, it's Yahweh. That's who it is. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The God of Israel. The God of Zion. It's Yahweh, dude. Not Baal. Crazy. What's any evidence that it's secretly Baal? The Epstein files? The Baal bank account? Jeez, that's so bad. I got to get this guy on and be like, dude, you're off.
I would love.
You've been duped by low tier conspiracy memes.
It would be a great way to like show people how to talk to these kinds of guys, because everybody's friends are like this. I feel like everybody has friends that's in this. Every one of us knows people that are like this in real life, like an uncle or a friend a friend who woke up to the JQ stuff and you've been telling them for years. Everybody knows people like this. So this is the target people. I get it that they're, look how dumb they are, look how stupid. But the people, like, that's how people get information. This is so important. This is how these are the types of people that we have to.
Yeah, it's like
wake up.
The whole Torah is about Yahweh, hating idol worship, wanting everybody to worship him, like the 10 Commandments, no blasphemy, no idolatry. God is the one God. Like, that's Yahweh. That's all of Yahweh's characteristics. The jealous God Yahweh wants all those things. See, you're acting like, Yahweh's good, and it's all Yahweh's enemies, and the Babylonians, and Baal, and Moloch, and Satan, and everything. That's what's really bad. Yeah, I played college Baal. Good one, Panteri.
But did you know, according to the Noahide laws, it's illegal to worship Jesus because Jesus is not the Son of God to them. So to a Noahidean, and that's now a growing religious group separate from Judaism, even though they're they're basically like the Goy Jewish puppets. They're pushing this now. So Ben Gurion said that the Abraham's Accords and an international Noahide court would rule the world. Right? Well, they're having
no,
that
he
first.
didn't. No, that's not what he said, dude. He's probably, I was covering this a decade ago. No, he was interviewed in Life magazine, and Ben Gurion they said, how do you foresee the future? And he said that Israel will be the supreme court of mankind. He didn't call it the Noahide courts. He says, as prophesied in Isaiah, the supreme court of mankind. So a little close, but No, he didn't call it Noahide laws.
International, Noahide Convention now. So essentially, like the Noahide.
And I don't want to belabor it, but not all rabbis say that Christianity is not Noahide compliant. They say it's okay for the Gentiles to have a little bit of shituf, some idolatry, as long as you're worshiping the Jewish God. That's not a universal thing. Some say the Trinity is idolatrous and that they're going to try to move Christians to not believe in the Trinity anymore. And that doesn't even mean Son of God. It means he is God. He is the same as God. That's what they consider idolatrous. A man can't be God, according to them. Which is what, they believe about Judaism.
It's going to get wrapped up in the end. Like, let's be honest. If some guy claims to be the Messiah, they're going to rope that person into Jesus somehow. If his name is going to be Jesus, or if he's going to look like what they think Jesus is, or he's going to be from whatever it's going to be, they're going to in some way try to break off Christians to think that that's the second coming of Jesus. That you hear it when you hear them talk about it. Oh, you think the Messiah already came and he's going to come back on a second coming. I think he's just going to come the first time. That is how it's going to play out. So to what degree they want to get rid of the Trinity, that's all wipe away. That could be wiped away in moments.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what else too? Like, the real issue with Noahide laws is that Christianity and Islam already are de facto Noahide laws. That should be the understanding of it. Not they want to enforce Noahide laws and make Christianity illegal. No, you already are mostly Noahides. That's the right way to understand the situation. Please play. No, I'm not showing that idiot's tweet.
Yeah, I showed it to him before.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. We talked about it. Maybe you don't remember, but we talked about it.
Yeah. No, not
on the surface,
irrelevant.
Well and good,
Really dumb tweet.
It's
just
pretty
so you know.
basic,
we talked
almost
about it.
Ten Commandment-esque, right? But they get to dictate who the God is, right? They get to dictate, who is above that law and who isn't. Now, Noahide laws, again, they only go for Goyim. They're only for Goyim, every non-Jew. Jews are not subject to Noahide laws. That's the other interesting, part about this. Jews have an out on everything. Right?
Dude, this isn't an out, bro. You don't even understand. Jews, it's like he's never heard a rabbi actually talk about this. They go, we have to follow 613, but you Goyim only have to follow the 7. But those 7 also are the 10 commandments that Jews also follow. You think Goyim can't blaspheme God, but Jews can? No, they don't. They have no blasphemy and no idolatry for them too.
Their laws are way stricter.
Way stricter laws. They entail the 7, but also way more.
The Jews have an out on the entire thing, or excuse me, Zionists, because a lot of Jews don't agree with this stuff. The Zionist Jews. And
almost all Jews agree with Zionism.
Even the anti-Zionist Jews want Noahide laws, bro. They all believe
even
the
Talmud, most liberal lefty.
Subcn sent $5 on Rumble. Christians, generally speaking, cannot escape a univariate analysis. They cannot process the synthesis of a dialectic, let alone interpret the origin of different theses. It's all Jesus versus Satan.
Yeah. We're just trying to save them. They're trapped in the Judeo spell.
Somebody described that, what you just described to me. Someone described to me this before. They said they're trapped in Lord of the Rings when real world is Game of Thrones, and they can't see the world for what it is, because they're trapped in Lord of the Rings mode, where everyone's Sauron or everyone's Gandalf. Everyone's either a being of light that was fallen or a being of light that's here to save us from, to be the Messiah, and they can't see the fact that everyone's actually just operating on self-interest and their own motivations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are going to be susceptible to the Noahide laws. But
if you publicly worship, they chop off your head.
Yeah, they can kill you. They can do whatever they want to you. Well, I mean, it's in their Talmud. I mean, you basically, if you're a Goyim, you're a slave.
You don't have a soul.
It says you don't have a soul. You're
dude. In the Torah, you're basically a slave of Yahweh. What is the goal of the Torah? What is every scripture about the Messianic age in the Torah? It's about all the Goyim bowing down and worshiping the Jews and their God. That's what it is. Same thing.
In Revelation, when Jesus comes back, anyone who doesn't believe is going to be infested with worms that eats their skin, or locusts that eats their skin, and the rivers are going to turn into blood and nobody can drink, and there's not going to be any rain, and there's going to be fire coming out. What the hell? To sit there and cry because in their story, oh, look how evil they are, how bad they are. In the end, they win, and they're going to behead people for not following. Your story is just as fucked up. You guys had the same things. Every knee will bow. Every tongue
Jesus
will
is going to come, and if
confess.
you don't bow down and worship Jesus, then you're going to be destroyed too. So like, how are they in a position to complain about the Jews when they want the exact same thing? Just his name is Jesus, so it's kosher.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Like cattle. Right, so they can kill you, they can rape you, they can, the Talmud says they can sleep with a girl a day older than 3, because that's the perfect place to start. But they also say,
Dude, that is not what the Talmud says, dude. It doesn't say you can sleep with a girl. It says if a 3-year-old has been raped or had sex, then they can't marry a priest. That's what they're discussing. Dude, this is just like meme, he's like a military guy, and he just is going down the rabbit hole of TikTok memes, and he's just all of this. It's sad to see all of the disinfo that gets promulgated by all these people that like don't really know what they're talking about. I used
in 2016
years ago, I used to say and think a lot of these same things, and then I just kept researching and realized things are more nuanced, and the big picture is a little different.
Yeah, I get it. I get why they're like this. I don't know.
The girl. So,
Since code ever got one, everyone got one shot by this stuff, pretty much.
Right. So I mean, it's the level of sickness that the Talmudic Judaism goes to. I mean, you can sleep with a boy up until he's 9 because he's not a man yet. It's not no harm, no foul. But because you know the boy, if you want to continue to sleep with a boy after 9, well, that's on.
And you like, why is that? I hate this stuff.
It is. If you dig into the.
Are we now like an anti-Jewish boy rape movement? Is that top? Is that
yeah,
like
dude,
top
that's
1,000
the most important
issues?
issue. That really grinds my gears. All those.
Dude, this is so stupid. Even if this was true, it's not even worth top 1,000 issues. Like, I don't understand these people. Why it's this, the oral circumcision, that I get why people, I get it, I guess, because it's like got a shock value. But like, guys, we got to level these people up out of these talking points. They're like,
this doesn't get
very
it.
low brow.
The reason is this doesn't get it done. If you go into a debate, like he did debate the guy, remember in the Sean Kelly thing,
he got crushed.
And then he's like, he got embarrassed. He's saying things that are just so easily debunkable, and then it looks like the side in opposition to the Jews is dumb and loses. That's why we have to be credible, and we have to have the facts. We have to know what we're talking about. Otherwise, you're just like forfeiting.
It will blow your mind, the things that are allowed for the Jews to do to Goyim, and that also too that they basically openly say they're the most racist, self-serving, superior people that have ever existed, and they call us anti-Semitic for pointing it out.
Right. I think that's such a great point to make. Is it's the most discriminatory thing to literally have
this
a
rabbi
racial slur for everybody that
it's like he made for this.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, right? And like Epstein was known to use it. It's in the files, in the emails. This is what they think. This is what they believe. This is the power structure, and ultimately, it's like putting two things together in a box and shaking it and having them fight. The Christian and Muslims. Ultimately, we lived in different places, and they're bringing together to cause that clash of civilizations. As we got like 90 seconds left.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, so
that is how it works.
And the same controlled dialectic between Christianity and Judaism and Islam and Judaism too. That is the
But that's what they want.
Abrahamic paradigm.
It's like Islam versus Christianity, and Jews play the middleman, and who always they get to play both sides on the loser. They get to help the loser, and they get to help the winner, right? So they're always they're getting the upper hand on both sides throughout all of history, basically.
90 seconds left. Take us out with that.
Yeah, but that's what they want. So if you look at the creation of Islam, now I'm not trying to offend any Muslims here, or, talk crap about, Islam or get Muhammad jihaded on, but Islam was created by Jews. So if you go back to the creation of Islam.
Hey, who created Christianity, dude? Islam created by Jews, but Christianity wasn't? Paul, not a Pharisee? James and Peter, not Orthodox Jews that wouldn't even eat with a Gentile at one point, according to the Bible. Jesus, who was called rabbi and was circumcised and celebrated Jewish holidays and said he came only for the lost sheep of Israel and called, Goyim dogs.
Oh, dude, this is so funny.
And who actually wrote the Quran. It wasn't Muhammad. Muhammad was illiterate. He couldn't read or write.
When did this air? When did this do you know?
This was just, everybody was tagging me on this. I think this was like a few days ago, yesterday or something, 2 days ago.
Oh, if this was before Mizrahi's lecture the other night that I clipped up that we're going to play next, then he was totally watching Alex Jones. Just so you know.
Okay.
Active Jews were instrumental in creating the Quran. So a lot of rabbis say, and some of the, especially the Israeli, Zionistic rabbis, they say that they created Islam to be the broom to sweep Christianity away.
Yeah, and they also say that they created Christianity to conquer paganism. Yeah. Hey, guess who shared? I wasn't the first to find that broom clip, but I'm pretty sure he's seen it in one of our guys' compilations.
For sure. So, I know. I can literally picture the exact clip and everything.
Yeah.
See through it all as little.
Based on my faith, my studies, I've lived all over the Middle East, studied, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, and I had to be an expert on a lot of it and understand it because everybody's doing things for prophecy and religious reasons over there. Well, when you look at Islam,
that's how I got into this.
Foundations, and then just Mecca and the Black Cube and all these other things that are established.
Saturn worship. That's what it is. They pray to Saturn. Absolutely. Matt Murphy. Where do they find you? Really quick. Where do they find you?
Yeah. So Matt Murphy official on Instagram, and then Matt_Murphy_
3,000 followers from 2025. It's sad to see this guy on InfoWars talking about all things that I've been covering for years and getting them all wrong when he's got 3,000 followers. But hey, Rex did have me on his other morning show today, so
23 on X. Oh, it's Matt.Murphy.
I should bring him on.
I totally agree. Talk to him about this stuff. Well, two things. He's just, everyone start taking note. I pointed this Nashville connection out. Dude, these former military, former special forces, former spec ops people, there's a ton of them doing this podcast Conspiracy Network, TikToking out of Nashville area. Candace Owens, Sean Ryan, and a bunch of people are part of this. It's like a social network out there. They're posting the pictures of with each other at cookouts and barbecues and things like that. There's something going on there. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm sure that it'll come out eventually, but there's something going on there. I know Nashville's like a popular place, but there's like a veterans conspiracy grifter hub there going on. But the other thing is we got to do Islam. You and I are going to have to do like a full Islam episode. And I think this is something that we can help with the Groypers. The Groypers are fighting Sneeko and those guys, and they suck at deconstructing Islam. And then this guy, he got the Islam a little bit. Maybe for a lot of these Christians, it's like a good way to get our foot in the door, showing them like the scholarly criticisms of Islam will lead them to accepting or understanding scholarly criticisms of Christianity.
Yeah. And also, Islam worships the God of Abraham. They think they're Ishmael. They believe in the Hebrew prophets and have a retelling version of the Hebrew Torah. They're not, again, secrets. Why can't it just be they're Abrahamic too? They're another Abrahamic apocalyptic messianic sect. No, it's their secret Satan worshiper or Saturn worshipers, and it's that damn Saturn we got to worry about.
And to what degree, Islam was born out of Judaism? It's because it was born out of Torah observant Christianity, right? So it was a sect that spin off of Christians that were against the Trinity, that were Torah observant Jews that likely spoke wrote their scriptures in Syriac, and that's who formed the Quran and the early Islamic scriptures. And the Islamic scriptures are also reliant on the Babylonian Talmud. Right. So whoever wrote the Islamic scriptures that they were aware of and riffing off of and knew what things that were material that was in the Babylonian Talmud. So to what degree there was Jews involved in Christianity, or I'm sorry, in Islam being created, it was in the same way as Christianity, right? Christianity came out of the same idea.
Yeah. Yeah, the issue with Islam isn't that they're secret Saturn worshipers. It's that they're Noahides worshiping the Jewish God. That should be the talking point.
Well, and Islam is super anti-pagan because its whole premise and in the way it talks about idol worship and depaganizing things and stuff like that, it's because they're anti-Trinity. Basically, like Muhammad clears out the Kaaba because it's against the Trinity that they're talking about. Yes, it's also against Abrahamic paganism and idol worship, sure. But the motifs and the imagery and the symbolism there, it's all against the Trinitarian Christians. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to talk shit on those guys.
Is this the Mizrahi clip you wanted me to do?
Yeah, this is so good.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the best 3 minutes of Mizrahi. And it's like he watched this clip that we just saw. It's every single thing we just said. Here it is.
Baruch tiyeh mikol ha'amim. You will be blessed from all the nations. The Jews think they're special. They call themselves the chosen people.
Why does music only have 12 notes?
They don't call themselves anything. Think about it. They just read what's written in the book of God that you read in your church, you fool. Or in your mosque, you idiot. Make up your mind.
Dude.
You took Judaism and you say it's the book of God.
I think all of the glazing might have gone to his head a little bit. Mizrahi's starting to get a big ego. I think he's on a generational run and has a lot of confidence.
I gotta say, I have an AI that scans his live streams, guys, and it tells me like, oh, here's a good clip, here's a funny clip. You know, it's an AI that like scans my Twitter a little bit, so it knows like kind of what I like and what I think is funny. And it scanned this live stream, and it basically was like, you must watch 47 minutes. It was like it's like a 47 minutes. It's like full. It was like there's 20 clips in this 47 minutes that you should do. So I went and like walked my dog and listened to it, and it's like he does an hour-long comedy routine. This is just part of this. He literally is doing an hour-long comedy routine as his lectures. And you're right. He the whole time he's totally. I'll post the other one right now. Actually, he's like, I'll never lie. If you can find anything that says that I lied, if you can show me, you will win a big prize. Here, I'll post that one now while you're playing this.
Oh, dude, I gotta find the hype edit that I had saved of Mizrahi. It's so funny.
Or in your mosque, you idiot. Make up your mind. You took Judaism and you say it's the book of God. The Jews got it in Mount Sinai, and we learn it in our churches, and we learned it in our mosque, and even the Quran, copy half of the Torah into the Quran. And now all of a sudden we don't like what Muhammad say and what JC say. Yesterday I brought a quote from the book of Matthew that a woman, a Goya, came, Knaani Goya, from the land of Canaan. She came to JC.
Goya.
She said to him, my daughter has a spirit.
Look, this is what we were just saying.
In her. I want you to cure her, meaning she has mental problem now. Please cure my daughter. He answered to her, I only came for the Jews, not for the Gentiles. It's written in the book of Matthew. She said to him, still, have mercy on me, help me also. He said to her, you want me to leave the nation of God, the children of God, and take care of dogs? That's what he answered her. It's written in Christianity, I didn't make it up. Don't suspect me that I will dare to say such thing, God forbid. But it's written in their own book.
He's doing the hands up like the meme I made of him.
Yeah,
right?
so good.
Absolute
yeah.
cinema with the hands up. He's just content farming at this point. Yeah, dude, he totally is. He knows.
But it's written in their own book.
Dude, I was hyping him so hard. I'm like, dude, you're the most influential, most famous rabbi in the world.
I mean, JC is your hero. I'm sorry, but he calls you a dog. Think twice.
How good is this?
Right there. JC's your hero. I'm sorry, but he calls you a goyim dog.
Wait till you see what he says next. You're gonna love it.
So true.
This is the best. This is like the best 3 minutes of Mizrahi clip. I was like, this is everything in one clip. This is great. And how funny is it that this is okay? What's that guy's name? Mark, Matthew, whatever that guy's name we were just paying attention to. Mark Murphy or something. Dude, just watch this clip. That's all you need to do. Watch this clip, and what we're telling you is we have thousands of not just zoom enhance, road mic.
He's about to blow by Mossad if he.
Somebody should tell him. Dude,
telling too much truth to the goyim, they're gonna blow that road mic.
But yeah, dude, this clip right here. We have thousands of other rabbis and hours of this exact idea right here in this 3 minutes. This is the truth.
Yeah, I'm probably suppressed and don't show up anywhere, Tiffinal. Yeah, that's usually the story.
If you want such a Jew to be your God, Someone who compares you to a dog. I don't understand how this whole nonsense started. How they agreed to begin with to take him and turn him into a god or a messiah decades after he died. And when they read in the book that he compares them to dogs and is compared to the Jews, and he said, and I only came to the Jews, I have nothing to do with you. And then in the book of Matthew 5, verse 17 to 19, he say, no one is allowed to change one letter of the Torah. Everybody has to keep all the commandments, and anyone who modifies the Torah will be cursed by God. If that's the case, all of them should have been Jews. All of them. Because that's your God. And that's what he said. Unless you want to stay a dog according to him. No, I don't want to be a dog. Of course, so you have to be a Jew and keep the Torah. So who made up that Christianity? Big mystery. Very big mystery.
Oh, is it? You got to read my book, Mizrahi. It's not such a mystery. It was some mystical messianic Jews doing midrash. There it is. How can I not be happy when I see millions of goyim bowing down to one Jew tonight? Absolute cinema. He also, Mizrahi needs to add to his talking points that the anti-Semites complain about calling goyim being cattle, but they call themselves sheep in the Bible. They're the sheep following JC. You know what they do to sheep, right? All right. This one's good too?
If you did something ownerless because you didn't know the real value of that something, it's a mistake of a Jew. If you come to a store of a Jew, you give him $100, he's supposed to give you now $20 change. You bought something for $80, and by mistake he gave you 50. He thought it's 20, he gave you 50. And you went to the car, you drove 2 blocks away, and you see it's 50. You must return and pay it and give him back the difference. If not, it's stealing. Why? Because it's a lost object of your brother. The Torah says if you find a lost object of your brother, you're not allowed to ignore. You must return it to him. Why? Because he's your brother. Meaning, if he's not your brother, he's from a different nation, and he lost an object, you don't have an obligation to go and find him. He's not your brother. You shouldn't waste hours to look for him. But if it's your brother,
is that the teaching of Jesus? Isn't that the exact opposite teaching of Jesus? Isn't that interesting?
You know, when it speaks about the Jews in the Torah, it's a nefesh. Shivim nefesh. 70, it doesn't say nefashot. Nefashot is in plural. 70 soul, not souls. By the children of Esav, it's a nefashot. Why? Because there's a difference between Jews and Goyim. The Jews are all one unit and they pay for each other's sins. If your friend makes a sin, you're held responsible for that. It's not like that by the Goyim. If Tony broke someone's bones, Vini doesn't have to be responsible for that. But if Yosef and Reuven went on the street and Yosef wanted to break someone's bones and Reuven didn't stop him, Reuven is held responsible for that. Why?
Isn't this interesting, this morality? Do you guys understand how if you stack this morality against Christianity, why Christianity loses? Do you guys understand? Isn't it so obvious? Do you guys understand? On a civilizational
tribal
level,
advantage, in-group, out-group tribal advantage.
Yeah. Just like put this in like a group simulation, like just simulate game theory on this. How does this play out in hundreds of thousands of iterations of morality over generations and generations? What it does is it solidifies their identity, gives them a strong in-group preference, and it prevents us from having one. Very simple, very obvious. You can see it on display here. The problem here isn't that, this is their view that, I agree with this view for my people. If somebody one of my people, I go to the store and they give me too much change back, yeah, I should hit them up. Hey man, I owe you 10. Hey, I owe you 20. But if it's some Haitian at the gas station and he gave me $50 too much, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And that is why we're in this situation, because our people don't think like that. Our people would do it to the Haitian, gas station owner. And the reason that they're like that isn't by some happy little accident. It's because the Bible gave us those values. Even the leftists that are following this without the Jesus parts, they're still getting their morality from this.
Jews are guarantors one for another. That's why when God speaks about Jews, he doesn't say souls, he says soul. 70 souls. They're all one. They're all one puzzle.
Jews have 70 souls? Like the 70 nations? Jews have 70 souls that are all one? That's interesting. And all the non-Jews is 70 nations.
With Esav, it doesn't say souls, soul, it says souls, nefashot. Check in the Torah.
Well, so collective punishment and reward for the Jews, but not for the Gentiles?
Well, it's universalism for the Gentiles and in-group preference for them. This should be very obvious to people. This is the type of thing that you can explain to a normal person and they understand this like on a sociological level, a psychological level. You don't have to do the eating children, guys. We actually don't need to do that. It's not true, first of all. But even if it was, this is how we get the smart people and the people that like can be convinced that are worth it with these types of arguments. I'm getting the other one up right now.
Well, I want to go to
one. Yeah, go to whatever. It's like 30 seconds. The next one.
I have so much to cover today.
Yeah, bring up whatever.
All this can go another day. I want to respond to this. I haven't seen all of these yet.
Yes, dude, these are hilarious.
So Jake Shields and Leonardi and some other dude attacking me on YouTube the other day, and this is some of the things that they said clipped up from See Through It All. Appreciate you, bro. Clipping this up. Let's see.
I appreciate even more.
Start calling people low IQ anti-Semites.
It's so bad. I gotta do the Arthur one. I gotta do the Asian guy one though.
Start calling people low IQ anti-Semites, but never actually tell them what it means to be a high IQ anti-Semite.
Yeah. Wrong. They're talking about me right now, as if I've never explained the difference between good criticism and bad criticism, and what's true critiques and false critiques that end up losing. Oh, they never explain it. I explain it every show for years and years and years. Have you never watched, or are you just gaslighting that I've never explained the difference between good criticism and bad? Why are we pretending like there's not high IQ and low IQ people out there, and how low IQ slop is counterproductive? Why is that so hard for people to comprehend? I explain it all the time, what's a bad argument and what's a good argument. Crazy that she would sit up here and gaslight me like this.
Start calling people low IQ anti-Semites, but never actually tell them what it means to be a high IQ anti-Semite, so that people can naturally infer that any kind of anti-Semitism is actually low IQ.
Yeah, it's absolute.
I always say, I'm not saying all criticism of Jews is low IQ anti-Semitism. I always say that's not what I'm saying. Thanks for straw manning in the least charitable way possible what we're saying. It's like they don't want to, like, are they doing this on purpose? Like, they don't want to know what the actual argument is so they can twist it in their head to sound stupid. Yeah, if she were high IQ, she would just figure it out on her own.
They're also just
so
dumb.
much trouble with
like they're all noobs. What they all got red pilled by 10-7 and all this other stuff. They don't know what they're talking about. If it wasn't for people like us, they would have no idea what the hell's going on still.
Yeah.
These people don't
Jocelyn
know anything.
says falling for disinformation and spreading it is low IQ. Hope this helps. Yeah, or thinking that you're owning the Jews by worshiping the Jewish Messiah and believing that they were ever chosen, that's low IQ anti-Semitism. To think that the problem with Jews is that they killed God is low IQ anti-Semitism.
Well, to even not understand what they are is to not understand what Jews do and how what their strategy is. The reason that they have power in our countries is because they have sympathy from powerful people and from the general populace because of schizo-brained accusations against them that are obviously false. That creates sympathy for them, which garners people to react to defend them. Even people who are neutral otherwise, maybe they aren't Christian, maybe they don't care about Jews. What happens is they see that people are accusing Jews of killing Charlie Kirk with no evidence, for example, okay? And they're saying, oh, look, those poor Jews, and they feel sympathy for them. In the same way we see that, every person that we disagree with, when they say something or do something that we don't, or that we actually like, we're like, oh, here we go. Like they're doing something. Oh, man, they're doing something. We're like, oh, I hate that. Oh, Andrew Wilson. Oh, he's debunking Candace. Oh, I can't believe we're on his side. and it makes us closer to them in thinking. Okay, that's what that does. That same thing is happening on a massive scale when you guys provide them with this low IQ peasant bullshit.
Yeah.
Based on nothing.
We always explain so many times what a bad argument is and what the true things are. Like saying that they're Baal worshippers that are secret Khazarians is low IQ anti-Semitism. That's wrong and misses the mark and is guaranteed to lose.
And they derive their power from this. This is how they get their power, dude. Like, how is this not obvious to these people? How do they not understand this? They didn't just it didn't just spontaneously emerge out of Judaism, out of Jewish people randomly. The reason that they have what they have, the reason that they have the power that they have is because of this thing right here that we're talking about. This process of accusing them of bullshit and the sympathy
or not
gains.
just getting like having wrong information is low IQ anti-Semitism, but also how it's presented by people. Like if you're showing up at synagogues and screaming in the face of Jews and calling them slurs, and then that's also is that helpful, or does that help the Jews in their victimhood and makes anti-Semites look unhinged? So that's low IQ anti-Semitism too, not just the material, but the conduct and the delivery can be low IQ.
We have to be smarter. This is an incredibly complex issue, and we have to be smarter. And I've used this analogy before, but it's like a Chinese finger trap, Leonardo, okay? And if you pull too hard, you're never going to get out of the Chinese finger trap. So you just got to be a little smarter here. Does that make sense, Leonardo? It's a very simple analogy for you.
Or actually tell them what it means to be a high IQ anti-Semite so that people can naturally infer that any kind of anti-Semitism is actually low IQ.
Yeah, it's absolute dogma. No, it's low IQ anti-Semitism. Like, where do you even come up with that word?
Well,
like, we need more.
It's like pretending that low IQ, whoever talks about dumb people don't exist. Dumb arguments and dumb conspiracies aren't a thing.
People to have at least just start noticing a little bit.
Yeah. Why does it matter?
If you have low IQ, like, let's start.
Thank you, Grace. Why does it matter? We explained that already. If this is complex to you, then it's a sign. It's a good indication you're low IQ.
I understand.
That's why I'm not going to criticize Candace. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's low IQ waking up women." Like, I don't care. People are getting, I think all of it's good.
People are what? Thinking that it's Khazarian, Gypsy, Sabbatean, Frankist that killed Charlie Kirk and fallen angels, Baal worshippers. Like, that's not people waking up to the reality, Jake. Well, who cares? Whatever they believe. If they're flat earthers, it doesn't matter. Like, come on. Oh, by the way, self-awareness check. Or later on in this interview, this is what she says.
There's no such thing as low IQ anti-Semitism. I'm just a joke teller. Literally a joke teller. I'm a retard. You don't even want to know the mistakes I've made in my life. There's no such thing as low IQ anti-Semitism.
Cut. Pause. 5 minutes later.
I'm just a joke teller. Literally a joke teller. I'm a retard. You don't even want to know the mistakes I've made in my life.
Well, there you have it. Just a comedian. What do you know about anything? You've been wrong about lots of stuff, huh? So maybe you're wrong about there being no low IQ anti-Semitism, and you should just sit back down and stop talking shit while running from a debate and blocking me, Leonardo.
This is insane. This is so
no such
stupid.
thing as low IQ anti-Semitism.
Self-report, yeah.
I'm just a joke teller. Literally a joke teller. I'm a retard. You don't even want to know the mistakes I've made in my life. There's no such thing.
Okay, then you're a jester. You're the clown. Then listen up. Okay, we're going to teach you because we've been talking about this and understand this for more than 10 years now, and you're a noob and you don't know anything about it. And what we're saying is true. There is something called low IQ anti-Semitism, and you're participating in it with all these idiots, and you're not helping the situation. You're
they act like
them.
It's some brand new thing that I just like came up with, colluding with Nick Fuentes and Lucas Gage, that we're all just like, Adam King is telling us to say this. I've been saying this for 10 years. I've been criticizing low IQ anti-Semitism. It's a big problem. People see all the spurgs and the schizos and the stupid shit, and it makes people think, oh, poor Jews. Those crazy anti-Semites are unhinged schizos. That's what they end up thinking.
Onyx Rock sent $5. They talk about loic anti-white nons all day. Then can see that they are one in the same.
Yeah, and they say there's no such thing as low IQ anti-Semitism, and then they promote Flat Earth Dave and every mountains are giants and
demon clowns, killer
clowns, and every stupid conspiracy under the sun.
Schofield bullshit.
Yeah, that's a cope
Oh,
too.
it's all Russia. It's all Russia shit, by the way, too. These guys aren't even smart enough to like receive a Russia check or something like that. It's just not happening, right? Like they're getting sponsors and they don't know it and things like that. Like, and they're just seeing it in their comments and all these other things. Like that's what's going on with these people. But all of these narratives that they're spreading are also aligned perfectly with this whole Russia network. Period. Like it's obvious.
Yeah. I love how they'll cope about low IQ anti-Semitism and then go on in the podcast and just say tons of stupid low IQ
shit.
stuff.
How about we talk about low IQ philo-Semitism? How about that? How about any level of philo-Semitism from a Gentile is low IQ?
Yeah.
Because you're literally loving someone that is destroying your country.
Whoa. Yeah, we've never talked about low IQ Noahides. We've never talked about Christian Zionists.
Well, any level? What about Jesus? What about loving Jesus, Leonardo?
Oh, what is she
destroying your country? That's low IQ.
Yeah, it's bizarre watching all that.
I'm saying she's saying any level of philo-Semitism. So what's loving Jesus? What's following Jesus? I mean, you have to admit that's at least a little bit of philo-Semitism, right? It's at least
loving Jesus is philo-Semitism. Jesus was a Semite.
Yeah. So if you're saying that any level of philo-Semitism or any level of philo-Semitism is low IQ philo-Semitism, then you're participating in that, Leonardo.
Pushing all the same talking points.
Yes.
Adam Green, Nick, who else? Lucas Gage.
Ignore the fact that when Lucas betrayed me and threw me under the bus to join you kooks, I was criticizing him along with all you guys for low IQ anti-Semitism. Ignore the fact that when you were the bodyguard for Nick at his conference, I was doing videos critiquing his low IQ anti-Semitic talking points that he was doing with his speakerphone. Ignore all that. No, the guy that's had me blocked for years that I've been criticizing, oh, no, we're secretly getting these talking points. I've always been calling out low IQ anti-Semitism, including him. And the way Jake talks about me in every single stream, he's like my biggest, more publicity probably from Jake than anybody. With all of his
then he complains, we're obsessed. We're obsessed. I don't think he's had an interview or like that he's put out for like at least like a month where he hasn't mentioned this at some point.
Yeah. On Twitter, he's like, Adam watches every one of my podcasts and is obsessed with me. And it's like, I never watch your podcast. People watch you to see your stupid guests promote your disinfo. And then I watch the clips sometimes on the show because that's what I do. I expose kosher disinfo, and you have a whole lot of it. Every kooky guest he sees that goes viral on TikTok or Instagram, bring them on. Let's talk about whatever's kooky shit. And by the way, they call me a fed and a sleeper cell and all this shit. Then why was I exposing this shit 10 years ago and got banned for it? And you guys are all never suppressed at all on these platforms. I shouldn't say never suppressed at all, but allowed a YouTube channel.
I got a funny one because I've had a lot of people like message me and reply to me and try to like cook up this conspiracy idea that you, Lucas, and Nick are working together. And I just gotta say, like, first of all, since I'm like like you and I are talking about this all the time, every day. That's absolutely like not what happened there. We've gone over it 100 times, but that's not what happened there. If Adam would have kept to himself what Lucas had told him ahead of time, that would have been the dishonest thing to do. Right. And that would have been the Machiavellian thing to do, to let them all destroy each other.
Yep.
So that's not going on. However, if it was going on, okay, let's hear it, chat. What would the group chat name be for Lucas Gage, Nick Fuentes, and Adam Green and Adam King, all four in the group chat? What is the name of the group chat, guys? I need to get some group chat names in the chat. What is it called? I'm thinking it's called.
Yeah. Nick also won't even talk to Lucas and like,
dude, that's what I just said that to one of these people and that was in my DMs telling me this. I said to him, I was like, look, like, I don't know how else to tell you this, but like Nick won't talk to Lucas. Okay. Yeah. So the idea that like Lucas and Nick are even coordinating is also stupid.
Yeah. If you think Nick is having secret conversations with Lucas, like you're not going to make it, dude. And Jake, like, when you were close to Fuentes, it was me warning you about him and where he was getting things wrong. Like, stop acting like you don't remember that.
So dumb, acting like we're Groyper generals or something. It's so stupid. No, actually, we just all hate stupid people. All of the smart people and all of the people who have been around for a long time, who've been talking about these ideas for a very, very long time, who didn't just get into them late and as like a fad, like a social contagion. We all don't like stupid people. That's what it is. We're not teaming up.
Yeah.
Like,
why even mention him? Like nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, I was going after Central, the Federal Reserve, and they started attacking me for that. Like,
Insane.
Oh, the Federal Reserve's a good thing now. Paul Warburg's a good thing. Warburg is his fucking name.
Yeah. Now the banking system
Jewish.
is completely
now,
guilty. Guys, we're always shilling the Federal Reserve around here. Big pro Federal Reserve advocates around here, right, guys? Everybody knows that. He keeps saying this in every show. Just the most recent one with the Asian Christian
Rumble.
dude.
The conspirashills continuously have to appeal to a lower caliber audience every time they're proven wrong, and the more reasoned followers peel away.
Yeah, their audience captured, trying to pander and grift off the masses of conspiratards out there. Absolutely.
System that
That's
completely
how
like
now being in debt, being in debt's a good thing. That's a new one that
you love the Federal Reserve, you love Jewish banksters and usury and everything now. Like, dude,
I look forward to their white paper, dude. Their white paper on how to do economics without central banking. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be a really.
I saw him
piece.
spurging, calling everybody pro-Fed, and I was like, "Oh, Jake, the economist expert, or something like that." And he's spinning that into me being pro-Federal Reserve.
You and I have been anti. Dude, you showed me the bumper sticker. Dude, I literally volunteered, guys, for Ron Paul's campaign before I graduated high school. Like, shut the fuck up, Jake. You don't know what you're talking about. I read the books
and the Fed stickers and Ron Paul shit. Like,
reading Rothbard. So, dude, Mises. Dude, this is where I came. Dude, this is where we came. Like, I don't know. That's where I came from. The End the Fed book was probably one of the first political books I read.
Yeah, talk about a worse straw man or like slander, trying to claim like I'm pro Federal Reserve. Yeah. Islam, Noahide, destroying pagan idols. That's the goal. The rabbis love it. They celebrate it.
Yeah. Now the banking system that
That's
completely
how
like
now being in debt, being in debt's a good thing. That's a new one that
I saw that. Yeah. Don't pay off your debt. Instead, put it in a CD, so you'll get 3% versus pay off your like 12% debt.
Wait, that's what you think the Federal Reserve? I hate
crazy.
these people. They couldn't even pass high school finance classes. Is that what he thinks the Federal Reserve is? Is that what he thinks it is? Okay, gotcha.
I guess, yeah. That's so funny.
I'm not even pro or anti-Fed. I mean, I would say I'm in general anti-Fed because I understand like the way limitless growth is like a problem, but I don't see like I'm not an it's not like my number one issue anymore, and I don't study it to the degree I study religion. But my perspective on it is that like, how are you supposed to run a modern economy without a central banking, without these types of things?
Yeah, I don't think central banks are inherently bad. It's who's controlling them and what are their policies, and is there corruption? Those are the actual issues.
Is it for the good of the people, or is it for the good of business interests and things like that? It's like who controls that mechanism?
Yeah, audit it, shut it down, start a new one, whatever. But also I want to say, I do think that this is an angle that a lot of our adversaries would love to try to undermine faith in our economy and our financial system, because that's the lifeblood of a society is the economic system. So trying to undermine that, and BRICS is trying to rise up and take down the West, they would promote those type of things. Not that there's no smoke there, but also you do need to keep that in mind.
The central banking thing is like worrying about a stubbed toe when like we're missing limbs, we're bleeding out of our head, we're bleeding out of our eyes and ears. Like it's just one tiny little part, one symptom of the issue, and it's just that part of it is corrupt today. So
these people that were red-pilled yesterday, it's like I was watching the first conspiracies I learned about were like zeitgeist money printing and money masters about the Federal Reserve, and watching like Alex Jones stuff about like the bailouts.
What's the ritual? What's the ritual that they did on Jekyll Island? I think it's called, right? You know what I'm talking about?
All the Jekyll Island stuff. Right, exactly.
Yep.
The group chat is called the Illuminati.
$5 on Rumble. The group chat is called Illuminati.
Hell yeah.
Okay, let's see. No such thing as low IQ anti-Semitism. 5 seconds later, Maui fires are direct energy weapons by Israel.
How did you wake up to the JQ?
This should be good.
This is so
Don't
good.
tell me Maggie says Maui fires.
Yep. Here we go.
I don't know if it was after COVID or when I was looking into the Maui fires and I started to see that all these direct energy weapons were like...
See, brand newbie, again, post-October 7th truther.
to these Israeli companies.
Oh, wow.
That are working with like these companies that wanted to put in smart cities into our country, and that they were using climate change. And then Klaus Schwab with the World Economic Forum, like their sustainable development goals, they were talking about, okay, we want like a everybody using the same currency. They want everybody to own nothing and be happy. They wanted to vaccinate everybody. They had all these same things. And then you just see like the people who are tied to this, and they're all fake Semites.
Wow.
You know,
every single time.
Right.
Wait, when you say fake Semites, what do you mean by that?
By these people aren't actually chosen and from the land that they're told
Semites
is
are
3,000 years ago.
Oh.
To be Semitic, you need to come from the chosen land.
Right.
See, and you go take this. This is never
That's not
gonna
what Semitic
win.
means. Oh my God.
That's not what Semitic means either. Yeah. Okay, guy that woke up after COVID on October 7th. Let me give you a explainer here. Trying to go and argue that Jews aren't Jews, they're going to throw genetic studies in your face and show they do share DNA with Sephardic that goes back to the Middle East, mixed with various other European groups. So that's low IQ. Saying the problem with Jews is that they're not Jews is low IQ anti-Semitism, all right? That's very clear. I've said that a million times.
Yeah, as if like, oh, if they were really the real Jews, then they would have. It's like the implication behind that is like then they would have a right to that land. As if, oh, if they were really practicing real Judaism, like, oh, if they didn't follow that Talmud stuff and just practice the normal Torah Judaism, then they have a right to the land. Or oh, Mizrahi Jews, they're more closely related to the Middle East, so they have a right to Israel. Like the entire idea here is very stupid, and it totally misses the point of what Judaism is, that it is like got multiple subdivisions of ethnic groups within it, and they do all share a common origin. The post-temple destruction ethnic groups are all, just like your religion, all share a common ethnic origin in Second Temple Judaism, first, second century Judaism. They all do.
Yeah, Nate Live is like, as if fires don't ever happen before. Yeah, have you guys ever been to Hawaii? Parts of Hawaii can be very dry, very high fire hazard.
Stupid.
Crazy winds also. And there was a lot of public incompetence, government incompetence over there of why they didn't have enough water and they weren't able to fight it. But like to say like the Jews did it and it's directed energy weapons.
Dude, accusing Jews of controlling the weather is like literally what has given them power throughout time, guys. Do you understand? Like people have been accusing them of this for 2,000 plus years. You guys understand this? They were getting banned from cities in Rome and being accused of cursing the gods and causing storms,
causing droughts,
and causing droughts. Yes.
Yeah, and
you guys
loss of
understand
crops.
this? Can we stop playing into this? Like, there's no such thing as magic. Nobody's controlling the weather. And if there is like geoengineering going on or weather control going on at like a governmental level, the only way you're ever going to be able to get to the truth of that and like go to stop it is going to be like a very serious elite takeover of that institution, right? And you're never going to be able to organize around the idea of like, oh, we're going to take over that institution to stop the Jewish space lasers. So even if they did exist, the way to stop that would be to like attack them and organize over serious things that are observable and provable. And then once you win, you can say, oh, look, they were controlling the weather the whole time. And you can have a whole mythos about that and do a whole sort of you have to win if you're going to want to tell that story. You're never going to be able to actually stop it. Like I said, I'm just humoring them. If there are Jewish space lasers controlling the weather, or they're doing Kabbalah magic to control the weather, whichever version of this you guys want to believe, the only way to defeat that is to get a crew of people who are extremely serious about this and see it for what it is and live in reality. Okay? So annoying.
Right.
You know, actually
the Iraqi Jews are Semitic, but the rest of them aren't.
Yeah.
Sephardic.
I mean, the Palestinians are
Did you say
real
Meraki?
Semites.
Yeah,
Did you say Meraki?
Meraki, yeah.
I hate this world.
Wow, is that a really long widescreen TV? That's crazy. I've never seen a TV screen like that. Is that really what that is?
I don't know. It looks like it. Or maybe it's like a table or something. I don't know. It's shiny
like Jake,
like a TV.
have you ever even Googled genetic studies of Jews?
Also, it's funny. It's funny because the Jews in their own lore, if we don't follow Hashem in the world to come, then we get no rain. So in their own lore, they also control the weather, guys. So you're really just playing into their lore when you do this too.
Affirming that.
real Semites.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that's why I harp on that, because it's like it's anti-Semitic to hate the people who are genociding the Semites.
Right,
You know,
right.
It's just so oxymoronic.
Right.
And then you see the Palestinians are real chosen land.
Right.
You know, the land that they're told
Semites
is
are
3,000 years ago.
Oh.
To be Semitic,
Semite
you
is
need
a
to come from
language
the
group.
chosen land.
Right.
You know, actually
the Iraqi Jews.
The chosen land.
Yeah, I mean the Palestinians are real Semites.
The rest of them aren't. Only Mizrahi Jews are real. Dude. Good luck that ever reaching critical mass. Good luck the intellectual class ever picking that up. Like, can you imagine, like, the whole world? Do they think there's going to be like a peasant uprising and all the based red-pilled podcasters are going to like grab their pitchforks and be like, oh, you're the fake Jews. Get out of Israel here, you fake imposter Khazarians. Like, if that's
well, dude, they're all like, look, everyone's waking up. Look at the engagement. Look how many numbers I'm getting on these tweets. Meanwhile, it's some inbred retard from Pakistan sitting there fucking his cousin, tweeting out every day, like, oh, Jews, space slavers. Oh, those people are loving the Iranian Lego videos too. Like that's who they're measuring. Like, oh, we can succeed with those people for sure. Yeah, okay, guys. We could literally convert the entire country of Pakistan to full-blown white nationalist anti-Semites, and it will change nothing in this battle.
Yeah.
So that's why I harp on that, because it's like it's anti-Semitic to hate the people who are genociding the Semites.
Right.
You know,
right.
It's just so oxymoronic.
Right.
And then you see the pharmaceutical companies, and I was looking into Bill Gates and like how they're owning all this land and Monsanto, and they're all just like part of the same monopoly to get people. Like, I just know it's satanic. And you see the Illuminati, and then it's like, okay, you look into all these things, and
dude, I just know it's satanic.
He's just
Illuminati.
skipping. He's just dude, this is so crazy.
So bad.
There happens to be like these fake Jews who own all of these companies, and especially the pharmaceutical companies, like
pharmaceuticals, the
Pfizer, Moderna. You know,
and this
the
sucks too,
CDC
because this is a real problem, dude. Like. Not
Pfizer
Pfizer.
Even owned by Jews? I don't know that it is. I know the CEO was Jewish.
I'm talking about oh my God, the Sackler family, for example. I do think that their Jewishness is part of why
Monsanto was too, I think.
I do think that that's part. I do think that that's part of what enables them to like do stuff and not care about like the externalities on the rest of the world. I do think that is true. But that doesn't mean that that's how you talk about that, the way I just did. Not, oh yeah, the Jews, they own all the pharmaceutical companies and they're trying to poison and kill us. Like, that's actually not going to convince anybody but an idiot, like idiots. I don't know. Like, it's just
Pfizer's a public company. It's owned by majority shareholders are Vanguard and BlackRock, but that's every big company. But I guess, I mean, that is legit. And then who owns BlackRock? Or who
I was
runs
just saying, and it's
BlackRock?
like who's like sitting at home day trading all day and like, you know, moving money around on spreadsheets, right?
They're all of the same descent, and we're not talking about Jews. We're talking about people with dual citizenship Israeli.
So
that's not even
Jews?
dude.
And they don't even. They always say people have dual citizenship when they actually don't. They
I was
say
just gonna
any
say
Jew
that.
is a dual citizen. How many times? Every time we watch these like leading JQ people, all I hear is it's not Judaism. They're not Jews. They're not Jews. It's not Judaism. It's not Yahweh. It's Satan. It's like everything. They're just constantly running controlled op defense for what's going on.
And the dual citizenship thing is not, they don't talk about that right either. The problem isn't that there's so many dual citizens. That is obviously a problem, and there are some that going on. The problem is that if they ever want to, they can claim citizenship in Israel. So that's de facto dual citizenship. So, and that's also like the dual loyalties aspect. Their loyalty is to the nation of Israel that like pre-existed the nation of Israel as a state. Their people as a diaspora is who their primary loyalty is to, not the nation that's hosting them.
Look,
That's how you talk,
Sneeko
like,
again. Israelis killed Kirk.
Dude.
Now they say if you don't believe in the Candace Owens Kirk conspiracies, you're a sleeper cell. Do they call me a sleeper cell?
Let's go. Sleeper cells
cell.
activated. What's your code word? What's your activation code word?
Go Max.
Go Max. I can't say mine out loud or it'll trigger me to assassinate
And
the prime minister
you know, the
of
other thing
Malaysia
too
or
is like, you
something?
know, with the recently they were like, oh, this video was released where you can clearly see it's Tyler Robinson.
That's the one thing I wanted to add too.
That's crazy.
And it's like a blurred image that you can't see, and nobody's seen this video except the people that were in court. And some of them, we have some people in the court who were like, you can't see anything. It's like from far away.
No, you have one girl and she's an idiot, and she's
they're so
she's like a
stupid.
known.
Okay. You can clearly see his face on the security footage when it's close by, when he's walking up the stairs with the gun in his pants. That's when you see his face. And to say, oh, look, when he's on the roof, it's so blurry, that's a recording of a screen zoomed in from across the room. The original footage zoomed in is going to keep all the resolution and look much clearer. The dude's on the roof with the gun all over casing the school. Every single piece of evidence points to this. And then they're going to gaslight and say, you're a Jew and you're a Fed if you don't believe that it's a massive conspiracy. I hate these people for doing this.
Holding Epstein binders, or some of those same people being
Nick Fuentes was like, oh, now what? The video is clear. I'm like, you haven't even seen it. Why are you jumping on it?
Pixeled face is like showing up.
That's not even what Nick said, dude. I hate these people. I watched that. Nick literally said the opposite. He said, I want to. Nick even gave a little bit, like, I'm not to criticize or anything here, but because everyone knows I'm a Groyper general. But Nick literally said, I don't want to jump to conclusions yet. I still want to see the video for myself. But what they're saying is, in describing this video, it doesn't look good. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions until I see it myself. That's what he said about it. These people don't even understand. Dude, it's like people that criticize you. He's a Zionist. He does that. Like, he just, all the criticism against you. And then it's somebody who's never watched your show. Like we constantly get this. That's what these people are doing to Nick too. It's totally ridiculous. They're not even watching the clips. Leonardo's not even watching the clips apparently. Jeez.
4K.
Yeah,
Trust
4K,
me. It's
but
like,
then
no.
It wasn't.
Dude, guys, it's 4K, if it even is, or it's high resolution, 1080 at the least, I'd say, zoomed in from really far away. He's still on the roof. You can see him in the spot where the shot was took. You can see him jumping off and running toward the woods where they found the gun. Like, Candace said that he wasn't even there on campus. It's amazing that we got the whole crime on camera, and these guys are sitting back like calling, casting doubt on us because we're not going along with their road mic schizophrenia.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They're also they're conflating the thing, the shooting and the bomb, right? Constantly. They're all doing this thing. Oh, it was a road mic, or because they all do the thing where it couldn't have been a 30-06, so it must have been something else. So it must have been a road mic. And if it's not a road mic, then it was somebody else was on that roof shooting a different gun. And it's all from the starting premise that it couldn't possibly be a 30-06, which is that is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they did with the Epstein files.
Yeah, I just
footage of the jail. They were literally editing shit in Premiere.
That's
like,
crazy.
give us the
They
real
got
shit.
Caught releasing fake footage of Epstein murder.
These are 4K cameras. What are you doing? Like, how much resolution did you lose just so that you could give us this bullshit?
Yeah.
No, dude. They did not post fake killings of Epstein. That was somebody else, and it got added into the file because it was about Epstein. It's crazy when you watch people and they just like everything that comes out of their mouth, like 9 out of 10 things ends up being retarded and wrong.
And like people are watching this and being like, "Oh, Jake Shields said it. It was on Jake Shields' show." Yeah. Like that's what they're watching. It's just insane.
Pushing it instead of trying to find the truth. It's just like, this is the story. This is true.
Well, this is what I think. This is what I think. I think there have been a lot of like sleeper agents in the right, deployed in the right. I don't think they were worried about the left because the left is a multicultural cesspool of fat, gay, trans, lesbian.
Oh yeah, they're so racist that they think that the left is just so multicultural that they can't win because they're all diversity pilled over in Judaism Inc. All the Jews are totally red pilled on how on HBD, Leonardo. You got it, you fucking idiot. They're all watching. I think
Jared
she's talking
Taylor. About Nick. She's thinking about Nick as a sleeper cell, not me here. From
it's just like to me. But the idea that she's saying that like, oh, they're not going to attack the left. They're not going to try to sleeper cell the left because the left is already useless because they're so diverse. As if the people that are doing this don't like, as if they're like racists. They're not. Not in the way that she's explaining.
Mm-hmm.
So that's done.
MAGA's not going to even listen to that.
Right. Right wing, though, that's where you start getting the nationalists, the race identitarians, the strong men who can actually fight. Yeah. And so they knew this a long time ago. Actually, they knew this post 9/11 because they saw the way that the tide was turning against them. And so they deployed sleeper agents who could say the things that we all know or noticing and make it sound like we're on the same team. I'm your friend here.
You mean say all the things that you guys heard and then started also saying, right? Why are these people acting like they didn't, half these people didn't get red pilled by watching Nick clips or something?
Yeah, are they the sleeper cells? Because
Nick's saying the same thing as us. You mean, no, me and Nick were both saying this long before you guys were online covering this. So what do you mean? Like, you're the sleeper cells? Give me a break.
I've just been saying this since 2015 and 2016 and 2017, and you guys just
Nick infiltrated them. That's what Nick infiltrated Dan Bilzerian and Jake. That's the way they're trying to spin it. It's just like
the feds and the Jews were like, "Oh, you guys have been saying this for 10 years. Okay, you guys are activated. Now get in there and change direction. Back in 2015 and 2016, the Jews went to Nick when he was in high school, and they're like, listen up, Nick. We know that you're learning about Jews, but did you know that you're Sephardic Jewish? Did you know you're actually a chosen one?" And then they had him. You're gonna do the long game, Nick. You're gonna do the whole Groiper War. You're gonna do all this stuff, and it's all at the behest of us Jews, which you are also a member of.
Maybe these guys will pick up what low IQ anti-Semitism if we show it to them in a meme, right? So, Huey, thank you.
$10 shout out to Amalek for
top
being
Groiper
top
General,
Groiper Proud of you, bro.
Yeah, we're green pilling all the Groipers. You see, I made the list of Laundry Queen.
Damn, yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, you did too. That's too, right?
So many of the Groipers hate her so much. She's they're so dicks, such dicks about it.
So here's the NPCs go, maybe I should look into this. Do the Jews hate us? And then all real things, right? And then the feds get the conspiracy people, and then they do the low IQ stuff. Jews killed Jesus, Talmud bad, Torah good, earth is flat, Christ is king, trust the plan, fake Jews, worship Satan, all the stupid shit. And then the NPCs run away and say, you guys are silly, you guys are wrong, you just got debunked. I Googled and saw that Jews have Jewish DNA. Jake Shields was full of shit, and they run the other way. And not everybody, because a lot of low IQ people love a good kooky conspiracy and conspiratainment. But the masses and the people with the influence are going to run away. Yeah, Nate Live has a good point. Nick is to blame for low IQ anti-Semitism. He doesn't call Alex Jones out for it. He cozied up next to all these people, cozied up next to Kanye. So yeah, and like I said, Nate Live, I've been saying Nick does do low IQ anti-Semitism for a good while now.
Well,
here I am.
It's just
right?
like everything else with him. When he sees it and he's forced to confront it, he changes his mind or whatever. And maybe it's not authentic. Maybe it's not real. Maybe he's just saying that because he's so mad at the people around him. But so what? Like, that's how people change their mind. Like, he's like being forced to confront his own actions right now, and that's almost why he hates it so much more than normal. He's so mad right now because he sees what you're saying, Nate. Like it's not like he's gonna do some big show. He's gonna come out and like look at the camera and be like, "I'm sorry for spreading low IQ anti-Semitism." No. It's all these clips that we see of him talking to his super chatters and things like that. Mm-hmm. Like, we're watching him deal with this in real time, and it's just obviously right that like what we're saying. And we're all, dude, how crazy is this? The Plan Trusters, Nick, us, Rich, like all the factions, like all the people who've been around forever at each other's throats for so long. We're all on the same page on this thing. This low IQ anti-Semitism, conspiracy kook bullshit. We're all on the same page. And
once October 7th and anti-Semitism went mainstream and there was money to be made, all of the hucksters and the e-celebs came in to try to get their little piece of the pie.
It's being allowed in the algorithm, not just allowed, but boosted in the algorithm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
then once they get your trust, they can start slipping in the poison, the dead end places, and some of these people may not even know that that's what they are because they might be getting funding, do your podcast.
Yeah, like you guys,
so
dead ends.
Holy shit. Yeah, Jake
dude,
Shields, the Fight Back podcast, is going to do the global uprising. That's definitely not the dead end, for sure.
Well, Dan would have beat Randy Fine and took over Congress and went to war against Israel if Nick and Lucas Gage, J-Proof and Stu's meme coin J-Proof would have taken down the Rothschild Federal Reserve if not for Agent Gagestein to come in.
if Nick would have just supported Casey Push like Dan Bilzerian did 5 minutes before he disavowed him, then we would have unfrozen from Antarctica Hitler by now, ruin the world.
Yeah.
Ass, right? But some of them do. Yeah. And then you see it happen when they really need them. Like the Charlie Kirk thing was a line in the sand.
Yeah.
Like once that happened and you saw people come out and start attacking people who were questioning it, you go, oh.
No. Come on. Don't play me the questioning it. Oh, you're just attacking Candace for asking questions? Dude, stop gaslighting like it's not way more than asking questions. And you're asking stupid questions and they're getting answered, and then you ask more stupid questions. That's obnoxious. And you're saying you're a sleeper cell if you don't believe it. That's not asking questions. Who is this girl? She's some like e-celeb comedian.
You're the sleeper cells. Whether you know it or not, you're working for them. And some of you, I think, do know it.
Yeah, whether you know it or not, you are working for them.
And know your job. And you're like, this is exactly like during JFK assassination, that there were probably people asking questions and there were probably people deployed to attack them.
Very simple. The term conspiracy.
Dude, the JFK assassination is totally different from this one in so many ways.
Yeah, they keep doing like, oh, there's conspiracies happened before, so any conspiracy is valid. You can't. So 9/11 happened or whatever else. JFK. So now they can make up anything they want about anything. And if we say, no, that's dumb, that's low IQ, they go, but what about 9/11? You trust the Fed slop? Like some things, not everything is fake. Not everything is hoax. Real things happen in the world, real assassinations, real events.
They're not just asking questions. They have specific claims. Like he wasn't there. Like it was a road mic. Like it was it couldn't have been a 30-06. Like it was a palm pistol. It was aliens. It was a trapdoor, Egyptian planes, Fort Huachuca. I could just go on and on and on and on. And what we're saying is you guys are making claims on any of those things that I just listed. We're analyzing those claims and saying, no, that's not true. And we're debunking them and saying, no, that's not true. Here's why, and here's why. And then we're looking at the evidence that is actually being provided that we have. And we're saying, okay, when we look at that evidence, it's more likely that this is true, okay, than what you guys are saying that's been debunked. It is very simple to understand. And if you disagree with what we're debunking, then you have to actually debate and analyze what we're saying and look at the issue. But every single time that we bring one of these things up, whether it's the 30-06 to the Egyptian planes, every single one of those topics I just listed, every single one of your points are bullshit. Just like the alien thing that we watched at the very beginning of the stream, that little pixelated trash bag floating in space. Even if you had 10 million videos of that to show me, that's not going to convince me of the aliens being real. If you have 10,000 of your bullshit little conspiracies about palm pistols and aliens doing it and trapdoors, that's not going to convince me Israel did it either.
Made these movies by like what's the guy? The JFK movie was made by what's the guy's name?
Oliver Stone.
No, well, he made it, but it was funded by this guy who literally stole the nuclear or Milcam. He's admitted spy for Israel. He stole the nuclear triggers. And they didn't go to jail for it because he did it with Netanyahu. Literally helped steal our nuclear triggers. He made a movie to offset us. There's also a guy, a conspiracy theorist. He's writing Ghislaine Maxwell. He's like, do you want to be in the Shadow Commission of 9/11? He also writes conspiracy books about JFK, but getting you off.
And so this is what I said. When they cannot make the truth go away, they go ahead and put shit in the pot. Flood it with all of these things. And that's what happened post Charlie Kirk. Because immediately I was like, oh, this was Israel. Why do I think that? Because he was starting to ask some questions and they had to get him now before he came out and said something that it would have been too hard to kill him after because it would have been obvious.
Right.
This is the time.
Yeah, very simply, like 30-06 can't do that.
Easy. Then all of a sudden, we start getting things like...
Dude, soft point bullets, break up. They expand when they hit, and they can fracture and break up. Okay? You can just keep saying, nuh-uh.
How do I sound?
We've gone through it too many times.
Can you hear me? Does my mic sound good?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I just read my mic. I just unplugged it back in. Dude, how dumb is this that they're still doing this 30-06 thing? It is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Guys, the way bullets behave when it comes in contact with anything, the whole idea is that you can't predict it once it hits. It's all a percentage game. It has a 10% chance it could do this, a 5% chance it could do that, a 20% chance it could do that. And yes, the most common thing for a 30-06 when it comes in contact with human flesh is that it creates a large exit wound on it and punches through, for sure. But that's not the only thing that could possibly happen. Okay. And just because 1 in 5 times it stays in the body, that doesn't mean that it's impossible for it to stay in the body. And we've got unlimited data on this. We've used this rounds for World War I and World War II and the Korean War. We used this round. We have so much data on it. This is ridiculous.
Not always exit wounds in hunting and in war, and especially with soft point.
Stupid.
And watch this too. Also, everybody turns and looks back towards the roof where the shot came from.
Yeah, show me an example, seriously. Every time.
I just remember I got up and I ran and I called my mom and I said, "Mom, Charlie Kirk's been shot."
Does that not sound like a 30-06? Does that sound like a road mic blowing up to you? And also,
it's
this is the
definitely a
video.
gunshot. It's definitely a gunshot.
Here's the one where they look. So this guy's far back, and look at where look at where everybody's faces go. He zooms out and goes back towards the roof where it came from, and that's where all the guys look too. See? They all turn to their right and look back behind them.
Oh my God!
See?
Go run!
Counting or not counting gang violence.
And this is not a hard shot to make. I promise you guys, a 164. I think was it yards or 164 meters? I can't. Which one of those two? I can't remember which one.
Well, why is this guy looking back to his right on the Odysee roof where the guy was on the CCTV footage?
Well, and I would go there with some of these conspiracies. Like, okay, for example, they found a round that was a 223 on the other roof. Okay, let's check that one out, for example. Well, first of all, I'll even grant this. When I first heard that sound, people can bring this up and see in the spaces. The day of the shooting, the very first reaction I had was that sounded to me like a 5.56. Now, I'm not there, and it's through a camera and all these other things. So to me, it sounded like a 5.56. So I was open to that possibility. But then we go and we look, where did that round from that roof come from? Oh, from an officer that was up there, and there's no line of sight of the shot from that roof. So it couldn't have possibly been a shot from that roof. It could have been an M4 or some other gun that they had at the scene that the police had in the Iraq bullet, like they said, but it couldn't have been some other shooter that took the shot from that roof. And then, hey, I just put in the chat another Kirk thing. Look, this is the kind of stuff somebody sent this to me and said, "Can you explain this one?" Smart ass.
Okay, we'll look at it. Let's finish this one though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was the Egyptian spy planes. Charlie Kirk is a time traveler. Maybe it was somebody from a helicopter that shot him. It was this shooter, but it was a different shooter. All of it deployed to create confusion, and so that the normal person.
But what, you think the road mic is legit?
Who's trying to figure out what's going on is looking at this, looking at that, looking at time travel. You know what?
Yeah.
Just forget it. I'm just tired and I'm unplugging.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's what we're saying. You're making people come. Oh my God, dude. They don't even. They're so dumb. Yeah, you guys are making people disinterested and making art the thing uncool. It is uncool to talk about Israel when you stupid freaks sit here and do this stuff, and you're just saying it out loud.
And you're not actually researching and covering all the conspiracies like I do on stream every day. But then you're going to accuse us of being feds because we don't believe it. What's the deal with this? It's called well poisoning, right? Yeah, and okay, so in private chats, he was being critical of Israel. He was feuding with Jews. So what? That doesn't mean that leftists also wouldn't want to kill Charlie. Charlie was always worried and talking about leftist violence and him getting attacked by leftists. When it first happened, I thought it was a leftist. That was my initial thought.
Same.
Both can be true. He could be beefing with some Jewish donor or Josh Hammer or whatever, and also get shot by a leftist.
And
just
it's not just
saying
a leftist.
There's motive isn't enough to
It's a
claim.
leftist because they're calling Kirk a Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
because they're saying that he has the view, like because they're saying that he has pro-white views or anti-immigration views or pro-free speech, however you want to categorize these things, they're basically labeling him as someone from the dissident right, and that's their problem with why they think it's justified to kill Charlie. So instead of everybody getting on that angle and attacking this from that angle, the fact that he's engraving in his bullets sayings that are on Netflix TV shows that the Obamas produced, okay, so the broader cultural left is literally promoting the Antifa anthem in their shows, and then there's a shooting where the guy carves that into his gun. If that was the other way around, where the right wing produced a TV show or a cartoon where the saying or anthem of the characters that were racist or anti-Semitic was then carved in a bullet that was done in a mass shooting or an assassination of a perhaps future leftist leader or president, they would absolutely, that's the angle that the left would jump on. That's how every single TV show, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we can't allow this thing, because they understand the way that art has the downstream effects of culture. Right-wingers are so autistic and stupid that they're sitting here fighting over conspiracy theories instead of actually addressing the root cause of the issue and actually attacking it in a way that could actually have some real effect. There should be no tolerance for Netflix promoting the Antifa anthem as the protagonists in their shows and things like that. That shouldn't be where the Overton window is. That's the problem. He was just like a normie leftist, guys. Like that's what he was. And he's just inundated with the normal amount of propaganda that's on Netflix and online and in Discords. That's what we should be attacking right now. Instead, we're doing road mic theory and bullshit.
That's what they did, and they did it with the JFK assassination. There's a million theories about who it was, Pizzagate, all of these things.
It was Operation Mockingbird.
So that because the normal person is going to get fatigued and go, you know what? I just don't care.
It's not worth
I
it.
just want to live my life.
Right.
Yes, you are making people disengage from what we're talking about, the real issues that we have this moment right now where people are to some degree waking up, but in the wrong ways. And these gatekeepers, these people like this are part of the issue. It's so crazy that they don't understand. She literally said it out loud, the concept of what we're saying.
Yeah,
she just thinks that we're
describing what
yeah.
they're doing perfectly. Look, they say who says
crazy.
Tyler Robinson is going to eventually get cleared? Like
everyone's interested in the Charlie Kirk assassination. I haven't looked into it that much. Have you guys looked into that?
A little bit. Really? You know, I've touched up on it. I made a couple of episodes on it. I've seen some of the details.
Tyler Robinson or no? Or maybe both. Maybe he was a patsy.
Oh, dude. Well, here's if you want just like my end take on that. Sure. I believe that Tyler Robinson. He's going to eventually get cleared. This is just my prediction, whether it's true or not. I believe he's going to get cleared. I think that TPUSA is 100% involved. I think the FBI is 100% involved. I think that Kash Patel was there. I think that the driver who took him to the Tippinoga hospital, he was involved. I think that they had a shape charge. I think that there's this thing called like automatic energetic systems that like blew up the entire building that this thing was invented.
In Eastern Tennessee.
In Eastern Tennessee, while 100%. Pete Hegseth was flying over, just so happened.
You don't agree with this, you're a Fed.
Yeah.
If you critique it, if you say anything that he's saying right now is not true, you're a Fed.
Yeah. Fed's
you know, like, and these people are all involved. Our DOJ is involved in this, and they basically, you know, brought them to Fort Huachuca and told them like, hey, you guys are all going to be okay on this. We're going to like back you. We're going to blame it on this Tyler Robinson thing. I think he's going to eventually get cleared because there's not enough evidence to show that he did it. And eventually they're going to say, oh, it was some other lone person. We'll never know. And it'll turn into like this big JFK theory, you know?
I think they're going to kill Tyler Robinson. I think that was the plan. They were supposed to kill Tyler Robinson, and he turned himself in. He went and turned himself into the sheriff's department because he was like, he knew. He knew that they were trying to make it like, because they were going to do it like they were going to go get him, and then they would make it seem like there was a shootout and they had to shoot him.
Yeah.
And he went and instead, because they had a family friend in the sheriff's department, called him up, went and turned himself in.
Dude, they're just
so that way they can't be like, oh, there was a shootout.
Twitter account who says he's talking with the family and talking. I can't remember the name of the account. It's some Twitter
Denizen, I think.
Yeah, I think that's who it is. Yeah, the one that says that he talked to the family member who said that they all think he didn't do it.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think they'll find a way to just find him guilty anyway, because they need to get him. They need him to be guilty.
Yeah, I love how they all keep saying he's a patsy, but he's not saying he's a patsy. He's not. His lawyers. He's not screaming out in court.
He's smiling in court.
Yeah.
And he's like,
he's not saying he wasn't there. He's not saying the text messages weren't real. He's not screaming that he's being set up and he didn't do it. So why are you saying all that stuff?
Guilty. Like,
well, the whole reaction of Turning Point is so bizarre. Like, all the friends don't ask questions, attacks people that ask questions.
Wrong. Oh, they're acting so. They're debunking Candace's lies. Like, that's really suspicious. They're not asking questions. They are asking questions about the Discord, people in the Discord, or the role that the boyfriend actually played. They are asking questions.
The criticisms of TPUSA should be that they're trying to use his death and saying that he's coming back from the dead and talking to people in their dreams to talk to people that he's supposed to be preparing them for the harvest, the coming harvest of the world and the end times. And that literally, like, ghost poltergeist Charlie Kirk is literally directing TPUSA. That should be the criticism, not this stupid shit.
They could be like, hey, I think it was probably Tyler Robinson, but they're attacking anyone asking questions.
it's weird that they're attacking anyone who's asking questions. Like,
they're stop acting like they're attacking Candace for asking questions. Candace is accusing them all of being complicit in a massive conspiracy to kill Charlie. That's not asking
his wife
questions.
and his best friends. It's so stupid.
Debunking those slanderous lies is
trying to be like, it's because you're distracting. It's like, okay, it's real simple, real simple. Okay. If it really is, then address the points that the people are bringing up.
Right.
Dude, they've been addressed. None of them want to debate. Candace is scared to debate. Stu was obfuscating and being a sophist the whole time. It's their side that doesn't want to engage in a good faith debate on this.
It's just like the historical Jesus debate. It's identical. It's identical to the historical Jesus debate. Their evidence, the way they argue, the way they talk about it, the whole thing. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody says what low IQ anti-Semitism is. Nobody's debunking the points. Yeah, we are. She just said a minute ago, too, like, oh, it's so confusing and convoluted, I'm just checking out. And then now complaining that the things haven't been debunked. I see people debunking all over Twitter everything Candace is saying, and Baron Coleman and all of them. Every post they do, there's replies debunking their shit, the top replies. I'm just asking questions about their questions, right? Rise above.
Yeah, but what about the group chat, Adam?
Yeah.
Messages of Charlie where he's clearly pulling away from the donors. Right. Address the fact that the Jewish donors were upset and they pulled funding. Right. Address the fact that Erin Wexler, the fucking Hasbro comedian, how is she setting up a meeting in the Hamptons with Bill Ackman and a bunch of others?
Charlie set up that with Bill Ackman to bring influencers there to talk about the anti-Semitism problem. Like he was always doing.
Dude, to what degree Charlie was waking up to the Jews, it was because he was trying to, and you said this before, he was trying to reach the minimum requirement of anti-Semitism that was now in the right wing because of October 7th and because of what's going on. He was basically trying to navigate the situation for the Jews in what was their best interest. To what degree he's complaining about Jews, okay, who are cutting off funding for him. He's complaining that what they're doing is not in their best interest, that their heavy-handedness towards people like Tucker and Candace is hurting their cause. And he's basically saying this from the pro-Zionist perspective, that what you guys are doing to yourself is hurting yourself. He's trying to protect them from themselves. That was his point of view. He was not becoming woken up to this issue. He was trying to navigate it for them within reality. He was like an agent for them, guys. Like, this is not hard.
Doc Jake says there's a massive bot network connecting to these guys. It ties into RT and everything. I think so. Definitely it isn't our side that's getting botted on this stuff. I'll tell you that. And also, who is willing to debate? And you want to say who's not addressing the arguments? It's their side that just says, oh, Fed slop, magic wand, Fed slop, or, oh, you got paid $7,000 for that. That's not addressing the arguments. And that's all they do. That's all they rely on.
She was involved in setting up that meeting.
Revolver 357N2 sent $5 on Rumble. It should be illegal to implicate people for a heinous crime on a public platform with no evidence. I hope Candace and others are sued after Tyler's found.
Yeah, I don't get how this isn't like the thing with Alex Jones.
Mm-hmm.
This is way worse.
I think it will be.
Where they all and turned on Charlie and started harassing him about his positions on Israel and the Iran war. Why don't you address these things? Address the text messages that we have. Instead, you pretend that they don't exist. You say that that's all.
Did I not address those? Have we not addressed those all the time? Yeah, everybody's turn against Israel. Charlie's got everybody, Groyper's breathing down his neck, calling him a Zionist shill. He's getting attacked by Jews because he's criticizing some of their bad optics and bad talking points. Like, none of that, all of that, we grant all of that is true. That doesn't lead to thus they killed him. You can't just jump to, well, it's obvious they killed him. No. Especially when none of the evidence.
There'd be some evidence. If they killed him, the shooter would be some sort of like Iranian linked guy. Okay. Period. The end. They would have some way of tying this to Iran. There's no evidence for that at all for the Trump attempted assassination in Butler and the one in Florida that was shortly after. There's no evidence for that whatsoever. And they repeat that nonstop on Fox News, and Bibi Netanyahu, whenever he visits the White House, he talks about how Iran tried to kill Trump. Right. So why the hell, if they did this, why wouldn't they have picked some sort of scapegoat that would have helped them right now? If that was true, if Kirk was killed by somebody or it was set up and that person was pro-Iran, the war could be more escalated now than it was. Like that could be, so there could have been something there. But the idea that they did that and then they picked some like Hoi 4 loser, nerd, Discord loser, like former Mormon.
Yo.
Like that.
We're at
is
2.5
not
hours. Who's going to get us over the goal today? Who's going to help us get there today before we wrap up here in a minute?
Low IQ anti-Semitism. Isn't that perfect timing to pick that up, right? And
I've been saying that forever. Kosher anti-Semitism, controlled op anti-Semitism, low IQ, stupid anti-Semitism. I've always been saying this.
You attack anyone and say, oh, it's because you're helping the left get free.
Yeah.
You don't see us over here being like trannies are good and they can never do anything wrong. We're like, no, these are dangerous, sick men. And they've been normalized by the very people who are now pretending to be against them. And 100%, we should crack down on that community and their crazy violence. And Antifa is incredibly violent, but they're a government-funded organization because you know where Antifa is, you know where the heads of Antifa is, and they're still allowed to operate. So 100%, we don't need Tyler Robinson to have shot Charlie Kirk for us to be against them and to be in favor of policing them. Nobody does. Nobody needs that.
Because all of the energy was redirected into Israel did it and TPUSA and Erica did it. We gained no ground against the violent trans-Tifa or whatever you want to call it stuff going on. Nothing. Completely moved on. When this could have been an opportunity to crack down on that bullshit.
You need that as
Thank you, Gary. Cheers to you, bro.
the cover so that we don't ask whether this country that's been involved in multiple assassinations of our leaders is once again involved, who openly talks about the fact that they will assassinate leaders, who openly says that they use explosive devices, who openly says that they will blackmail and do whatever tactics they need to protect.
And a bunch of leftists were openly celebrating what happened to Charlie, just the same.
Their right to exist. That's why you need them.
Bring up this.
They had an interview with him in
the
court,
chat,
and
I put a couple things. One of them is look at this one next. Bring this one up when you get a chance. We don't have to watch the full thing. Just look. You'll see what it is in the first 20 seconds. Somebody sent this to me and said, "Explain this one, jackass."
Okay.
Let's do a live debunk. Let's just do a live.
Mikey McCoy caught red-handed viewing drone footage while pretending to. I've seen this before.
This is so dumb.
How can you tell it's drone footage?
It could even be drone footage of the thing. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, so some guy is watching on his cell phone and footage from a drone? Like, let's just accept that that's what it is.
What if it's earlier on he was up far away and took a picture of how big the crowd was, and then he's looking at that picture on his phone?
The whole thing is just so stupid. So is there suggesting that he literally is like coordinating the assassination here?
Yeah, what's a
Via
drone?
his-
Why do we need it? How does a drone fit
This
in
is just
this
so
conspiracy? Was he shot from the drone? Was the drone up there to make sure something happened with the decoy? Like, how does it? They just keep like saying things where it has never addressing like the relevancy to the wider conspiracy.
It's so dumb.
Reflection
That could
fades,
literally
an
be
outline of Charlie. Dude, imagine thinking. I love how they're like, "Oh, it's too blurry. You don't see the recoil. You can't tell that it's Tyler on the roof." But then this isn't too blurry. They're like, "No, it's definitely a drone. He was watching the Mossad drone, monitoring the situation." Like, just
Yeah, because drone pilots are well known to have to have their cell phones out looking at the target they're fighting. All of our drone
and it's
pilots
like,
in the Middle East are working like that.
how does this guy's? Is he flying the drone? You don't just randomly. How do you think you get a drone feed on your phone if it's like the guy with the remote control has the LCD screen? You think he's connected wirelessly or Bluetooth to somebody? Like, that's the level of stretch. Who sent you this? They're like, Amalek, debunk this, Amalek.
I don't even want to. I don't. The person knows who they are, and you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Fed
Yeah.
slopper much.
So I have open DMs. If you have any more evidence, keep sending them my way. Totally ridiculous. I get so much of that stuff.
Okay, last one, and then we're gonna wrap it here. Let's see. Influencers lying about Tyler Robinson shooting footage.
They had an interview with him in court, and he was saying like, "Oh, have you ever talked about like Charlie Kirk or politics?" And he was like, "No, we never even we're not even into politics at all."
I didn't really still.
Thank you, Grace.
$20
for Yo Jenna. Why for Yo Jenna? I believe what he said was that Tyler was a little bit into politics, but he didn't talk to him about politics, is what he said. Other people said he would talk about Trump, or he said that like he's tired of the hate from Charlie Kirk.
I don't really keep up with politics very much. He'd usually talk about stuff he heard on the radio on his drive to work in like their work car, since it sounds like their whole crew went in the same car most of the time. But I wouldn't say super consistently, because it wasn't a topic I really contributed much on.
What about Charlie Kirk? Did you ever talk about Charlie Kirk?
I personally had never heard him talk about Charlie Kirk before specifically.
Utah was the first place that they had like the most amount of...
Also, mind you, say he may be lying right now, trying to keep himself out of jail. Because if he says, we did talk about Charlie Kirk, that would implicate him. If maybe he hated Charlie Kirk and he talked Tyler into doing the shooting and knew he was going to do the shooting. So that would give him a lot of incentive and motive to lie right here. Oh, we never talked about Charlie, right? That's how I'm reading this.
Yeah, maybe.
flock cameras. Really. And so they're going to tell us that they...
Well, what are they trying to argue? That, Tyler didn't care about Charlie and wasn't political, so he didn't do it. Then why isn't he saying he didn't do it?
Don't know anything about this Tyler Robinson thing, dude, or where he was. And then his transferee boyfriend apparently had more DNA on the actual rifle than he did.
Wrong. That's wrong.
They're mixing up the finger.
Lie,
they're mixing up two things, dude.
Yeah. No, what was it? That it was less degraded?
The fingerprints degraded is what they're talking about. The fingerprints were degraded. Those were that Tyler Robinson's were very degraded fingerprints, right? But that the DNA was him in like 1 in 6 trillion or whatever the hell the number was that they gave.
Yeah,
So
6
they're
trillion
conflating-
%
Dude, they always
chance
do this.
that
They
it
conflate
matches
two
Tyler's
things.
DNA.
Yeah, so they're conflating that, what they're saying is that the DNA was the most degraded. That's two different things that you're conflating together. Your brain doesn't...
Yeah, and complaining about the DNA, it's like it's his grandpa's gun there.
Dude, somebody said,
and he's there. This is hours away from his house. How'd the gun get there? And then when they want to split hairs over the DNA and then misrepresent.
They're like, how would his boyfriend get his DNA or fingerprints on the gun? What are you talking about? What are we talking?
Yeah.
Does anyone not? Dude, he lives in the house with him.
Yeah.
You tell me there's no way. Oh, you never could have picked up the. Oh, look at my gun. Look at the gun. Like, this is stupid.
Yeah. They could have made love and then he touched his gun right after. Boom. There's your DNA. How did his DNA get on the towel? It's like, you don't want to know.
The other thing too is like, with recently they were like, oh, this video was released where you can clearly see it's Tyler Robinson. It's like a blurred image that you can't see.
Dude, they're all misrepresenting this. They said you could clearly see him in the stairwell. You can clearly see his car, and in the stairwell you can see him. Not that you could clearly see his face on this shot. They're really trying to get a lot of mileage by misrepresenting this.
It's so stupid.
And nobody's seen this video
always
except the people that were in court, and some of them, we have some people in the court who are like, you can't see anything.
I posted 2 more things. One's a nice little Candace can't pronounce a word again, if you want to end with that one. And then the Mizrahi one is just like a minute long of him talking about how he never lies.
We're wrapping it after this one, though. I gotta run. We're almost at 3 hours. Well, I'll cover that tomorrow.
It's like from far away.
The FBI definitely edited that in Premiere, just like they did with the Epstein files.
Yeah, I just
footage of the jail. They were literally editing shit in Premiere. Like, give us.
Edit it how? By zooming in so you could see it a little clearer? Dude, the feds totally edited it, bro. So, what? They're going to say that's what the cope will be. It's AI or something, right? And by the way, she goes, oh, only the people in the courtroom saw it. No, I've seen this recording where they only show you after the fact. Look at how much you can zoom in and how much more high quality that is of him running.
And this is also
Just
the preliminary
this
hearing,
same angle zoomed in to this level like that on the original footage. And it's going to be, I mean, he's clearly there with the gun on the roof. What else do you need to know? If they're going to try to bullshit about, oh, you can't see the recoil, like, give me a fucking break. So far away. And you can even see the recoil. In the extra blurry footage that Candace released, that's a recording of the recording, you zoomed in at the right frame, you can still see him go back a little tiny bit in the frame.
Dude,
what else would you expect?
Most preliminary hearings, guys, last 10, 30 minutes, maybe an hour at most. Do you guys understand how they're going above and beyond with what they're doing in this preliminary hearing? And these guys are all acting like this was the real trial, like the case is over. Or the case, oh yeah, the case started. They haven't even presented all the blah, blah, blah. These people are the preliminary hearing is usually just the prosecutor with maybe a minimal witnesses, maybe a investigator, and all they have to do is find probable cause to continue the case. Basically, that's how this works. Usually, they don't need to do this whole I object to this evidence. Oh, it's not zoomed in enough. All this other shit.
Yeah.
All they're trying to do is establish
you can't see his finger pull the trigger. So they had a decoy on the roof with the gun in the right spot, but it was really the road mic. Like, really? You call us feds if we don't believe that. I don't know how these are. I can't wait for Andrew. I hope Andrew Wilson has the most devastating debate defeat of Candace, like the worst humiliation in a debate ever in the history of time is what I'm hoping for.
I hope it happens. I don't know if it's even going to happen.
Dude, she's so desperate for an excuse to bail out of it. She's scrambling, trying to think of a way to save face and not do this. You just know.
We need to return home and have Ralph moderate the debate, right? It all started with Ralph. He started Andrew
Ralph
Wilson.
Knows both.
He started
neutral moderator.
Ralph started Andrew Wilson. He started Candace Owens, and he'll end one. Both walk in, one walks out to the kill stream. That's who should be the moderating of this debate. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I saw they were both trying to get Michael Knowles of Daily Wire to host it, and he just put out a video declining.
He's a bitch.
What a pussy.
Dude. Could you imagine
I
being
do
such
like
a
his reason, though. He doesn't want to turn the murder of their friend into a podcast spectacle. I do kind of understand that. And even having from one perspective, even having the debate with Candace almost legitimizes her theories in a way, to some people's perspective.
I think that the reason they shouldn't do it is because Candace can just say no because of his. I mean, he is compromised in every single way to Candace, right? Like what they're doing to Andrew Wilson right now, he has like very minimal compromise, I would say, at least from their perspective. To what degree Andrew's compromised is because he's Christian, right? Not because of other stuff. But if it was that was the moderator, they will always just you know what I mean because of his links to TPUSA and friends with all of those people. So it wouldn't have been a good way for him to do it either. It should just be Ralph.
Yeah, my vote is Ralph. I should suggest him on Twitter. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, do it. That's a good one.
Files. Footage of the jail. They were literally editing shit in Premiere. Like, give us the real shit. These are 4K cameras. What are you doing? Like, how much resolution did you lose just so that you could give us this bullshit?
So they think that they dude, It is a recording of a screen across the room, a recording of a TV monitor. It's blurry. Why is this guy so far away, zoomed in, blurry at all? It must be fake. Like, that's what they're hanging their hat on. So bad. So
they're doing the insanity. Somebody said it in the thing, and this is true. His defense brought up the inherited mental illness thing. This is what it does. I would say that there's like a 50% chance that's the route they're going, or they're going to try to get some sort of plea deal to keep him from getting the death penalty. That's where this is likely going to end.
Yep. All right. Appreciate everybody for the support. We smashed the goal today. It means the world to me. Thank you, Amalek, for joining.
That's awesome.
You guys are awesome. I love you all. I did check it out. I'll get it reposted in clips soon. I was on with Alex Jones's son on his morning show today. It was a good talk. Appreciate him for having me on and hearing me out. And book club's coming up soon. I'll get that scheduled. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below, clip the show, share the links. Appreciate you all. Thank you again, Amalek. Appreciate you. Everybody follow Amalek on X. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.
Peace.